No, but
Even NYPD's filming. You can't make this up, Chad.
this is the biggest portal ever. Crazy. I almost feel very sweaty. It's like what? Now you're switching games?
Mickey! Thank you, Mickey. Thank you so much. What happens to him now? You just take him off and he goes bye-bye.
I'm pro. You're pro now? You're
What up, Dan?
You're counseling. Thank you, nurse.
Bro, I'm going to college. But look at them, bro.
We're live. There's a man on a statue at the Diddy trial.
Yeah, this is a movie, y'all. It's a movie for Dexter. Michael, please don't say that. You will get blocked, my friend.
I think like, down like 7.
Minnie. Thank you, Mickey. We're about to get them off right now. Hooking them up. Everything is secured and everything is good. These guys, I don't know. These guys are saying. 1 second.
Kevin Carney.
So get away.
Everybody just wants to see him get down. Safe.
Yeah, so there's. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but.
If you ran that way, you'd be fine. There's no cops. It's gonna go down the ladder. All the cops are.
That's what I should be doing. A video. So I can post it on
Man
TikTok.
on a statue, Diddy supporter.
Not a
in
TikTok
New York.
live video.
That's all I know.
Takes away the quality of it.
One guy thinking.
We're here live. We are here live.
Strowman, dating scene's rough in the city.
This is Dexter, y'all. Dexter.
Just in time. What are you talking about? Nothing's happening. They're timing down there.
Yeah, look, for like 30 minutes now.
Dude, all this is
Everybody tap the screen. Let's get to 1 million likes. Let's go.
1 million likes.
Everybody tap.
What the what? Not gonna get 1 million likes if you're doing that, buddy. Blaine, summer vibes. Free Diddy. There we go.
Oh, he's handcuffed, right? How
Got
did
him
he get up there? He
in
just
cuffs.
climbed up there.
Looks like this should be ending soon. That sucks.
Robot, bot, everybody.
And then sign up. Oh, now you're switching things. Now your side's losing. Now your side is losing, and now you're switching. No, man.
I'm anti. People trying to get us fuck up the statues. I'm
It's just like the Diddy trial, same thing. Everybody's reporting. Now we go back and get some coffee, chat.
Just to see, like.
Thank you for everybody keeping it PG.
He's getting down.
This guy.
Wait for the whole thing. Let's say last 30 seconds. Let's just wait.
I love how this is attracting the crowd.
You said that like
This is
30
what people
minutes.
are doing on a Thursday night.
There he is, y'all.
There's no secret.
He climbs
No,
back
but
up.
maybe there's going to be like a teaser. Oh, yeah.
I guess he's been zoned.
There he is. Give him a
He's
coffee.
been zoned.
Get in the zone! Austin zone!
Starting the stream off with a zoning. Started good tonight.
This is like a movie. This is Dexter, y'all, the movie, Dexter.
No, I haven't attached the Take Me to Jail with that
All
yet.
right, no gifts, no gifts. No gifts. So we can get the good footage. No roses, no gifts. Stop gifting, stop gifting. Stop gifting. So we can actually see the good footage. All right, y'all. Keep it moving. Still a lot of people.
No, he's
Still a lot of people here.
How awesome is it that you get to climb a statue from the
This guy never stops talking.
That's like this is
for an hour.
Yeah.
There he is, y'all. There he is.
I mean, it's something like pretty cool.
Who is this guy?
Who is he?
You wouldn't want to climb that
Hong
thing.
Hong Dutton.
What the hell? What the hell?
I think they're doing him. He's gonna
This guy, I cannot change the clock to Eastern. The clock will remain in Central.
What did he do? Probably like trust goes.
All right, let's bounce.
That's a hairy Hong.
Party's over. A lot of people here recording.
Don't
It's on
leave.
TikTok.
I think it is.
Screen is crazy. The screen is busted.
Spooky music, Hong Hong. Hong from Southern Cali, Bronco in North Texas.
All right, chat. Let's keep it
Stroman,
moving.
how about that United Healthcare stock?
It's
Oh,
another
shit.
day in New York. Just walking by.
Acting
and
like a
guy
meme
was,
stock. Or
on a
a
statue.
meme coin.
Those are the things I can't.
Dutton, summer gonna get spicy?
Safe and sound.
We'll see. You know if it does, we'll be here. We see Jada. Hi. Hello, hello. Jay Vickers, glad you could make it tonight. Over on YouTube. Did this guy really just shut down his live? What is this? What's happening here? Is this in the same spot? I guess everyone's leaving. Everyone's done. Oh, okay, this guy's back.
Hopefully somebody has a screen record of that. Me talking to the detective in Dexter, the movie Dexter. Maybe it's back up here, actually. Hello from Germany.
Bronco. Yeah, we went over the Derek Pardon last
1
night.
million, let's go. 1
It's-
million likes. We could have
it's
broke
not-
4
I mean,
million.
it's not
right,
real.
4 million right there. If everybody would have just tapped the screen.
Trump has not suggested he would do it, even if Trump
We
did
definitely
do
could have
it,
broke 4 million,
he
but it's
wouldn't
all
get out of
gravy.
jail.
Dexter
It's all
the
a bunch
show,
of clickbait, as
Dexter the
usual.
show was filming right here. Coffee, it's coffee time. Nicole, you got it? All right, you can turn it off now. What happened with the guy on the statue? Nothing. He's going to the Popo station, get his little ticket. He'll be out in a few hours. We're just passing
He'll
through.
be out in a few hours, right back on the statue. Maybe we'll check in a few
Everything
hours.
was safe. Everything was
See
controlled.
if he's right back on the statue.
And we were good. How's everybody doing? And if you're smart, like I am, you don't sit there and just hold the phone on something like that, or nobody will be watching this live tonight. You know what I mean? If you just sit there and hold the phone on what's happening, then nobody we'd be watching on my backup account right now. We would be watching on my backup account right now. We don't want that to happen.
You're not allowed to film people getting arrested on TikTok? That's dumb. If that's true. I don't think that's true. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? How's everyone doing today?
Is what real or fake, Daryl?
Yeah, the guy in Bakersfield appears to be just filming a hooker. Someone getting arrested in Bakersfield for something.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Taboo.
I guess this counts as another live zoning, technically. 2 zonings in less than 10 minutes while live? That's crazy.
Domestic 1601 Lotus Lane, apartment 118. Second half RP ex husband. Joseph Guerrero, Hispanic male, 40, blue can.
Medical aid, 801 Sheldon Drive.
RP's daughter, Nancy,
Front overdose.
from the residence. They've been forced from.
What up, Dirtcash?
Come on, you can get up here.
Dutton dreading mowing.
Sit.
Do you mow at night?
No.
Bronco, tomorrow's your birthday? Happy birthday, Bronco. You know I'm streaming every day in May, so come back tomorrow. I'll be streaming for your birthday. Hong Hong, Jay Davis. Good sir. Hello, Smegma Crust. Black Var. We do need a chase. There was a chase earlier this afternoon. We got a day chase today. Hopefully we'll get a night chase.
Dang, man, hold on.
1010 no stops expired. This is 2024 2014 Mitsubishi local.
Oh yeah, Dutton. It's gonna start getting
For cardiac
hot.
arrest.
It's already gotten hot. It's hot as balls in Nashville today.
504 priority 1.
Hell yeah. Parents are getting on to them kids.
Sheldon Drive,
Good job, parents.
11 Houston Charlie.
Good job. Proud of you guys.
I wonder what company, production company this is.
Okay. All right. What all was going on today? BLM activist Aston Mack busted during a child sex sting operation. Of course he's a BLM activist. Chris Hansen is back.
Please, dude, I said no.
I said no.
Literally have the sex trafficking one. Get up. Get up. I'm not talking. Get up. I'm not trying to anyone. Please. I literally said no. Can you grab my shoe? Move.
So this BLMer's denying anything. 35-year-old Aston Mack, BLM activist, worked with challenged children in Orlando, claimed to me that he had the sex trafficking hotline number on his phone in his pocket, was just going to help this girl out. But the texts tell a very different story.
Sure. Well. Grammy, another scumbag. Another scumbag. There's a lot of them out there. Fint Bint at Golden Corral.
What in the world?
Oh man, there goes the food.
String beans.
There goes the
Ain't
food.
no way, boy. What the freak? Yo, this is crazy, bro. This is what I see when I'm trying to get my food, bro. Somebody leaning over the food. Well, at least he ain't leaning over it, but he's leaning at the food. He just dropped a whole plate of string beans. What in the world?
Jeez, who does a bunch of fentanyl and is like, all right, I'm going to go to Golden Corral. Specman, I'll have what he's having. Blue Sky, my 22-year-old cat looks like his fent bending when he tries to lay down. Fractal, not the food. How low can you go? Poor Beans. Dutton, bet I know who he voted for. If he voted at all, yeah. Something tells me this guy didn't make it to the polls, but never know. Neither. Someone voted on his ballot. Probably not him. True. That's probably true. This video is kind of wild. Not sure when this was or what exactly preceded this situation. Kind of shocking that it's a white man doing this with this kind of behavior. So to set the scene here, it just starts off and this white guy's yelling at cops on the street.
Fuck you. This is what they contact. Come in my house. I'm going in the house. Fuck you. I'm grabbing my phone. Don't shoot me.
See, to me, it almost sounded like he said, I'm grabbing my gun. He says grabbing my phone. Well, why would you bend over, pick something up, and point it at cops that you're yelling at? And say, I'm grabbing my, like, are you fucking dumb? Or do you have extra chromosomes? Simply Chief, I have not talked about that yet. We will get there though. We'll get there tonight. Imagine if he locked himself out.
Go back. Protection.
Yo, I'm about to sue the fuck out of y'all. Look, I'm about
I wish they would start shooting again at this point. Oh, he's gonna sue for what?
to sue y'all. I was on my porch. I never threatened y'all. Look, y'all are done. Go home. Bye. Look, hey, call the ambulance. I need an ambulance.
I'm gonna sue y'all. Y'all are done. Go away. Call the ambulance. I need an ambulance. I'm guessing this guy may have had a cocktail or two. Maybe had some booze. Smegma, he's super smart. Yeah, smartest guy on the block here. Former DNC surrogate Lindy Lee, who switched parties after the election. She's a Republican now and has all sorts of Republican followers because she switched sides. I swear, if I just came out tomorrow and said, I've been a Republican, I've been a Democrat my whole life and I just became a Republican today, I'd get a shit ton of new followers. Why do Republicans do that? They prop up these fucking liberals who switch sides and bring their entire politics to this side every fucking time. Oh, she's one of us now. Let's make her famous and rich. Oh shit, she's still a liberal. Who could have seen that coming? Could we do that as a month-long prank? I've thought about that before. Just streaming for like a week and saying the most liberal shit. Defending every liberal position for like a week. Just to troll. Bronco, because we learned nothing from Troy. I mean, yeah, I hate that too. Anyway, Tara Palmieri is interviewing her about a book she has coming out here. And this is a tough watch. This is a rough watch.
In a group setting, no.
Because you also wrote that he, quote, gave me free reign of the White House. Like, what does that mean, having free reign of the White House?
You could go to places that were usually cordoned off.
Like where?
When you go there on a tour, it's usually roped off. Or, at Christmas parties, it's like, areas are you just not allowed there. But
like what parts?
I wasn't in the residence. I don't know the specific part, the names of the parts. I don't know what you're trying to get at.
No, I'm just curious because I saw in the book you also wrote that that you could
Right.
take calls
I
from the
asked
Lincoln
your
bedroom.
producer not to share.
I know, but like, why are you being sensitive about a book that you're putting out?
Because it's in draft form right now. It's not even done. So you're sharing a form that's like really rough. And I specifically, he promised me that you wouldn't be sharing this rough draft with. It's not ready to be published, and you're sharing a draft that's not done.
That if it's like a fact, it's a fact. Like if you wrote it, you were probably going to publish it, right? Like that's
no, not necessarily. I didn't.
Why wouldn't you share that? Like why would you write that and not publish it?
Because I'm working with somebody else on writing that book, and I know what you're referring to, and I didn't write that line.
Okay, but earlier in here, she said yes to having written that line. Now she didn't write that line. Earlier, when she asked the question, she said yes to, what you were talking about. She started to answer the question and then realized where it was going. Now she didn't write that line, and it's just a rough draft. Okay.
It was on a PDF that looked very like pitch book style. Like it's gonna, if you're coming out with a lot of really big claims,
Tara,
which I don't doubt.
I'm working with a ghostwriter. That was his first draft. I did.
Oh, so someone else is just making up bullshit for you? Okay, that makes more sense. So none of it's gonna be true. Your entire book is written by someone else, and none of it's true. Okay, that tracks.
Did not write that line.
He just made that up.
No, he didn't make that up.
Okay, so where'd the line come from? Did you tell him to write that? Or did he write that and it's not true? Which one is it? Which one is it, Lindy?
Tara, that is just not a version. And again, your producer said he wouldn't share it. It's in draft form. It's not. My book isn't out yet. It's not even available for pre-orders. Okay, it's not ready for public consumption. We are still writing the book.
Me and my PR team are still reinventing myself and making up tons of lies for a book that I'm going to sell because I'm a Republican now. Even though she was a staunch Democrat and even said she voted for Kamala, but has since backpedaled and said she ended up not voting for Kamala. But there was a tweet, like before the election, it was during early voting, where she claimed she early voted for Kamala, and she's since said, "Well, I didn't actually vote for her. I just said that." So she sort of has a history here of now backpedaling on, well, did you say it? Maybe that was a ghostwriter writing that tweet. Maybe she didn't write that tweet, and her ghostwriter wrote that tweet.
It's interesting to me because I don't usually write things down and like.
I didn't write it.
Share things.
So now you didn't write it, okay?
Pitched or written or sent around.
It's not. It's in draft form. It's not even. We're writing the book.
Why are there untrue things in draft form even? Why is your draft full of bullshit?
Yeah.
She's so pissed.
So I want.
And she's acting like she's the asshole here. How dare you take something that I wrote, my ghostwriter wrote, and ask me about it. Grimmy, I want to know that who's reading all these books. Like a book like this book will probably come out and be on the New York Times bestseller list. And like, who's buying and reading these bullshit books? You think she's an alien? Smegma, yeah. Imagine reading in 2025. She is creepy. This whole interview was a tough watch. But, she'll probably sell 1 million copies to GOPers who, she's come to our side. We've got to support her. Big open tent. She's learned the error of her ways. Bronco, can't you see I'm confused? You should be confused too, because I definitely wrote this. Wait, my ghostwriter wrote it. Simply Chief, her face is shaped like a fat woman's foot. Interesting. Yeah, I see it now. I don't think I'll ever be able to unsee that. She needs to adjust her skin suit. The eye isn't right. Oh, I love you guys, chat. All right. This woman brings up a good point here.
What happens if you're trans and you get dementia? Like when you're old and you just start forgetting stuff? Do you just go back to like default settings and then you're just gonna be like, where'd it go?
Right? Right? What does happen if you're trans and you get dementia and forget that you did that? Are there any documented cases of this? It'll be pretty scary every single time you go to the bathroom. Fractal Ninja Factory reset, right? It's the surprise that keeps on giving. It's gonna start happening a lot. There's gonna be whole nursing homes filled with people like this. They won't live long enough to get dementia. Young Sneed, oh you. Good evening, staring and all. Like the stream, everybody.
Mentally retarded are divided into
if you like this content, like the stream.
The educable,
do it, hungers.
The trainable, and the custodial. Obviously, we can only assess the abilities or potential of the mentally retarded on an individual basis. Seemingly random motions and movements are fairly common among the custodial retarded, and they may take many forms. Sometimes there are motions which seem to have no meaning whatever, and may even cause unintentional, self-inflicted injuries. The vast majority of the mentally retarded are intelligent enough that they can be taught a great many things. However, there's a wide range of ability even among those considered educable. And their ability to learn obviously varies according to their level of intelligence. Equally important is a stimulating environment. However, we must remember to set realistic standards that are not too high for the individual. Many of the trainable retarded can learn to take certain kinds of household responsibilities, some of which may be more complex than they are usually given credit for. It would be wrong to expect a mentally retarded person to become a master craftsman. The standards are too high. But even in the skilled trades, for example, the mentally retarded can be trained to become valuable assistants. Who are the mentally retarded? They are people. They come in both sexes and in all sizes, shapes, creeds, and colors. Wherever people live, there also live the mentally retarded.
I love these old-timey videos. See, Bronco, is this what you tagged me in? I don't see that you tagged me in anything, Bronco. Hunt for men groping girls in Queens. All right, Grammy, be ready to say the line.
Police say he spits his drink on a 12-year-old girl as she's walking to school in the area of 71st Street.
Are you sure that was a drink? Maybe this guy and the Walmart jizzer got together and found a new way to deliver the goods.
54th Avenue. Detectives say the man pretends to clean off the child, but instead he inappropriately touches her. He then attempts to sexually assault another 12-year-old girl moments later by using the same ruse.
Just horrified for the children.
Police say there's a second groper attacking children in the same area.
Using a dog to entice the girls into a conversation.
Are they
on
working
a bus.
as a team?
Police
What's
say
going
this
on
man
here?
riding a crowded Q58 bus in the morning as children are going to school near 72nd Street and Grand Avenue. He's carrying a chihuahua in a bag. Police say he uses the dog to make children feel comfortable.
This man is intentionally using a puppy to sexually abuse girls on the way to school. On a bus.
The man gropes one 11-year-old. Minutes later, on the same bus, he gropes another 11-year-old girl.
How do they not have
Chief
these
John
guys?
Schell
That's a
is
pretty clear
disgusted.
picture of this guy.
Dangerous, and common denominator, young girls going to schools.
Fractal Ninja, never trust a large man with a small dog. I like that. I feel like that's a good rule. It's a good, hard rule. Okay. I guess we start here. Have you guys seen what James Comey posted earlier? Maybe I should start there. I should probably start there. Yeah, 8647. He allegedly just found this walking along the beach. Cool shell formation on my beach walk. 8647. 8647. James Comey, former head of the FBI. Now, a lot of people take this as a threat. 86ing mean taking out. And since Trump has been attempted to be taken out many times, yeah, of course, Comey saying, I had no idea there was a violent connotation to this. Here's his response. No, did he not? Where did he post his response? Did he also post that on Instagram? James Comey response. He's since deleted it and said, here we go. I posted earlier a picture of some shells I saw today on a beach walk. Are we buying it that he just randomly came upon these shells on a beach walk? Which I assumed were a political message. I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I opposed violence of any kind, so I took the post down. So, either he knew, he 100% knew, or he's an idiot who I question how he was ever the head of the FBI. How could you not have any idea? He's a former he's former FBI. I trust him. Big Floppa, he thinks we're stupid. Now look, I get it. 86 means cancel, and you know, or like axed, like off the menu. It's a restaurant term, all that. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be violent, but it's a veiled violent threat. And he knows that. He knows that. He 100% knows that. Oh, I just mean he should be impeached. I just want him removed by non-violent means. I don't mean anything by it. Fractal, he doubts our autism. Forgot. I think folks are making a mountain out of a molehill. I think at best it just wasn't well thought out by him, and he should have known better. Especially considering the fact that people have tried to assassinate Donald Trump multiple times in very recent history. Now, should he be arrested for this? I don't know. But Tulsi Gabbard sure thinks so. Tulsi Gabbard just called for James Comey to be arrested, saying he issued a hit on President Donald Trump.
Gabbard's the director of national intelligence. Are you buying that the former FBI director didn't know what 86 Trump meant?
Absolutely not, Jesse. That is a ridiculous and insane statement to make, certainly within this context, but especially coming from a guy who's the former director of the FBI, a guy who spent most of his career prosecuting mobsters and gangsters, people who know and execute other humans and use this exact lingo of 86. Comey himself admitted in his follow-on message that he knew that this was a political statement. Well, the only reason he knew that, Jesse, was because a little over a month ago, a bunch of anti-Trump, anti-Elon Musk protesters were proliferating the use of this 8647 slogan, which was a veiled call to action to murder the sitting president of the United States. So for Comey to think that we, the American people, are so stupid as to think that he, as a former FBI director, former prosecutor, and someone who clearly pays attention to what's going on, would believe his lie that he didn't know what this actually was calling for. The dangerousness of this, Jesse, cannot be underestimated. When we have 2 assassination attempts on the president's life, when we have people who look to guys like Comey, who've been celebrated by MSNBC and the Democrat elite and CNN as the beacon of integrity, the law and order guy, the guy who would tell the truth no matter what the consequences. This is the guy who's issuing a hit on President Trump, the president that the American people voted for. So it's guys like Comey and others who call the president the modern-day Nazi, people who are in great positions of influence, who are saying that President Trump poses an existential threat to our country. These are people who hate democracy and hate the American people because they cannot stand that the people overwhelmingly chose to elect Donald Trump and send him back to the White House. So they are seeking other means to get their way and to try to remove him from that position.
How serious is the administration taking this, and what are the next steps going to be?
We're taking this very seriously. As you mentioned, the Department of Homeland Security, and specifically Sean Curran, the current Secret Service director, a man who has been willing to lay down his life as the lead of President Trump's Secret Service detail for years now. He takes this seriously and is leading the investigation into this threat. There has to be accountability for this. There was a Rutgers study that just came out a little over a month ago, Jesse, that asked respondents their view on these calls to assassinate President Trump. And over 55% of respondents felt that murdering President Trump would be, quote unquote, somewhat justified. This is the effect of people like James Comey doing this kind of stuff. This study also pointed out that there is a quote unquote assassination.
It's all over TikTok and Reddit. People, you know, they're not outright saying it because they know they can't and it's illegal, but it's greatly hinted at that they want someone to take out President Trump. They want them to 86 President Trump. It's everywhere. Lynn, you're right. The threats weren't like this the first time around. I mean, they were there, but it's everywhere, right? It's become normalized. It's become completely normalized.
Culture that is starting to take over the views of what they call the extreme left.
Matthew, this summer
We,
could
the
get
American
spicy.
people, cannot take this
Who
lightly.
knows? Who
Whatever
knows,
your
though?
politics, we cannot allow people to get by without being held accountable for this kind of public call to assassinate the President of the United States.
Do you believe that Comey is goading you guys to come after him because he wants to be a political martyr? He wants to be set up so he can say, oh, look, we were right. Donald Trump is a dictator. They're coming after me. They're arresting me. They're interrogating me. I was just using my free speech.
You know, whatever.
That's already what the left is saying. Oh, look, Trump the dictator is sending the SS after his political enemies, and this is a violation of free speech. it very possibly was a setup, or actually, I don't think it was a setup. I don't think this was that well thought out. But that's the way they're going to spin it. Look, this is exactly what the Nazis did.
I will tell you that there is a guy in Georgia who is issuing threats on my life about a month ago, and he's in jail today. He has been indicted with a crime, as he should have been, and he is in jail as we speak. So whatever James Comey intent, he and people like him need to be held to account according to the law, which is something that he claims to have given his life for and stands by the rule of law. Fantastic. The rule of law says people like him who issue direct threats against the President of the United States, essentially issuing a call to assassinate him, must be held accountable under the law.
Do you believe Comey should be in jail?
I do. Any other person with the position of influence that he has, people who take very seriously what a guy of his stature, his experience, and what the propaganda media has built him up to be, I'm very concerned for the president's life. We've already seen assassination
You're not
attempts.
wrong about that, Wayne's
I'm very
brain.
concerned for his
You're not
life.
wrong.
And James Comey, in my view, should be held accountable and put behind bars for this.
Director Gabbard, thank you so much.
Jeef, remember when these morons were in a tizzy over Trump saying bloodbath? Yeah, it was all the media talked about for weeks. Trump's calling for a bloodbath. When it was, yeah, obviously and very clearly in economic context, and it's an economic term used daily. And they cut clips out of it. Now they want plausible deniability to apply. Exactly. Of course they do. Every time with them. It's the same thing with the elections. When Trump won the first time, all they did was talk about how this election was rigged, and it was rigged by Russia, and this is an illegitimate. He's an illegitimate president, not my president. Russia. And then, of course, in 2020, it became illegal to question an election, essentially. You were banned from the entire internet if you even raised one single question about it. And, of course, now that they've lost again, questioning elections is totally fine again. It's, we have a duty to question these elections. And they're already starting to gear up. I'm already starting to hear Democrats talk about how they don't think 2026, the midterms, are going to be fair. And it's because they see their polling. They see the writing on the wall. They're very nervous about 2026. And they're already gearing up to call it a fraudulent election. It's not going to be free and fair. They're already starting to plant those seeds this far in advance. Speaking of... she was talking about how they're calling Elon Musk and Trump Nazis and really ramping up all that rhetoric to gin up the left into violence. Speaking of that...
I've been a Nazi as long as I can remember. I believe all the standard Nazi stuff. I hate minorities and undesirables. I think Aryans should rule the world. The Third Reich shall rise again.
Grimmy, thank you for the super chat. May is zone, but get in
it's
the
not
zone.
fun to be a Nazi anymore. When they started calling Elon Musk a Nazi and Trump and, pretty much every Republican, it made it a lot harder for me to stand out.
Thank you for the donation. It's very much
I go
appreciated.
out in public and I'm like,
very much appreciate
hey
the
everyone,
support.
I'm a Nazi. And they're like,
hung
big deal.
to you.
Everyone we don't like is a Nazi. It makes me feel less special. The swastika armband, it used to mean something. Now I'm walking down the street and every Tesla has a swastika painted on it. Every Republican's garage door has one. I just can't stand out from the crowd. I guess I just want to go back to the old days when being a Nazi meant something. Because if we change the definition of Nazi to include any old Joe walking down the street, it loses its power. Because when everyone's a Nazi, no one is.
Powerful stuff right there. All right, Bronco, what did you tag me in? What do you got for me here? Oh, I played this last night, Bronco. I played the whole thing though. There's 3 parts to it. But yeah, go check out last night's stream. We played this last night. Of course I'm on top of it, Bronco. But thank you. Don't stop tagging me in things. I always appreciate it. Secret Service says, we vigorously investigate anything that can be taken as a potential threat against our protectees. We are aware of the social media post by the former FBI director, and we take rhetoric like this very seriously. Beyond that, we do not comment on protective intelligence matters. Spooky Music, I am at Real Austin Zone on X. At Real Austin Zone. Tag me and stuff. Send me messages. I love talking to you guys on X. Yeah, Jeef, I really don't like almost anything that comes from Babylon Bee, but they finally put out something kind of funny. That wasn't like raucously hilarious, but it was that gave me a that's kind of funny. They finally did a little bit of a funny. It's been a while. Jay, some of them are still investigating how to holster their weapon. Secret Service is still trying to figure out slightly sloped roofs. They've been training at a 3-degree incline for the past 12 months. They might move it up to a 5-degree incline, but whoa. Calm down. Real KGB 6927. What? Monster. Oh, this. I haven't watched this video. I wasn't even sure if I was going to save it and play it tonight on the Zone, but here we are. Police in Miami arrest man accused of stomping kitten to death in viral video. This guy belongs in the wood chipper with the pedos.
Chill. It took a while to get to this point, and now you are looking at exclusive video of a takedown of an accused kitten abuser. His name, Watner Noel Janvier. Let's watch. He's cuffed. It took more than a month to catch this guy.
The community saw something and they said something. That's number one. Number two is just a heinous act that was committed against a defenseless animal.
It's early April, and this video was posted to Only in Dade. People were outraged. Why do you kill the cats? They told the cops this guy was stomping on a kitten and trying to stuff the tiny animal into a grate.
He kept on fleeing, so this occurred in April. We were there weekly. This guy fled on us. He did not want to be apprehended.
Cops stayed on the case.
The community said, hey, we see this, we know you see it, and our detectives were diligent, nonstop in going back out. He made himself elusive. We were back out there to get him.
Back to the body camera.
We did not find the remains of that animal, of the kitten, but another independent witness told us that, in fact, it had died. That even more tugged at the heartstring of everyone who knew this, including our officers. And we wanted to bring this individual to justice. That's why we went out there and continued on. It's been a month, and we did not let it go.
Oh my God. And this guy has animals, look. In these times, everyone has a camera.
If you're thinking about doing crime, not just in a city, but anywhere, everyone has a camera. Those cell phones, they're valuable.
Glad they got the guy. It's just outrageous. Like, what? Our native garden was vandalized by teens. Teens are at it again.
It took a while to get to this point, and now you are looking at
Stop it. Stop playing that video. They just like destroying stuff. They can't stand looking at someone else's hard work and just letting it be. Ninja, gonna need some electric fences. Davis. To be fair, that garden was saying some very racist things. I heard that tree said the N-word. Hung, 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 lunchbox. Ninja, Uncle Tomato. All right. Owner of a Los Angeles building with a homeless encampment outside on the sidewalk installs a speaker that plays Baby Shark on repeat in an attempt to drive them away. Ignore this very distracting tree. First time I saw this video, I didn't even hear the rest of the video because I was just like, what's up with this fucking tree? I didn't even see the homeless encampment until the second time I watched this video.
You cannot make this shit up. The owner came over, installed a speaker to try and get rid of the homeless encampment here with Baby Shark on repeat. You gotta be kidding me, bro.
Classical music works best. Maybe they should just have it play audiobooks. The tree also has the fent fold. Yeah, that tree and the guy from Golden Corral should hang out. They've got a lot in common. Oklahoma City police officer to sheriff during traffic stop. You're as big of a jerk as I heard you are? Huh? Sheryl Crow would work. There we go. I knew the sound would kick in eventually.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, great.
What's up, man?
You're the sheriff, aren't you? You're Tom, or not? It's Brown. Chris West. Yep. So my intent was just to write you a warning. Can I go back and write you a warning?
Do you need to? I'd rather not be anything documented.
Nothing documented. Is it election year?
Go get
PCB junkie, your bike got stolen 2 months ago?
Set time, I'll bear it with you.
Wait, I might know where it is. I'll have that for you later. Potentially. Hong Hong Tay Marie. Good to see you. Glad you're coming back around. right, Foregone? I just skipped forward like 45 seconds or two. Just take it.
Got you at 58. Like I said, it was my intent was just to write you a warning from the start.
Well, here's my deal. You know, I'm a retired trooper. Yeah. I never did this. Yeah. When I stopped cops, as soon as I found that, it was like,
okay, just because you didn't do it.
I really just didn't understand it. I talked to Gordon before he retired because I had a money job.
Good to hear, Ted.
My deal was my guys can get the payment from something else. And so I think that's a part of professional courtesy. It's not just about.
Well, you could just not speed.
This is a county vehicle, and I'm working no different than you going somewhere else. So listen, Stanley, I'm not going to call the chief and complain. I'm just saying, from my perspective of another agency, not just the sheriff, I've been a trooper. That's not. I don't think that's really the rest of it.
Well,
you're on a professional courtesy.
Well, just as professional and courtesy, you know, as you're talking about being, you're as big of a jerk as I've heard you are. So have a bad day.
Damn. That's true, Strowman. Trump's 4-day tour through the Middle East raised $2.5 trillion in American investments.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe.
PCB Junkie. I may know where your bike is. Trump administration begins Black History Museum purge with Black Excellence artifacts removals. Big dicks in your mouth says, is my bike in there? I wonder if your bike's in there. You never know. President Trump's 4-day trip to the Middle East just raised $2.5 trillion in capital for the United States. This is unheard of. This is unheard. And the left is, why is he going to Saudi Arabia? He's going there to get his orders from, I guess Putin isn't the boogeyman anymore. It's Saudi Arabia. He's going there to be bought out. He's selling America. No, he's going there because they have money. He's going there to gin up investment in the United States. Something no president or a federal government has done in over 50 years. United Arab Emirates is investing 1.4 trillion. Saudi Arabia 600 billion. Qatar 500 billion. The combined value of these investments is larger than the market cap of all but 3 public companies in the world. This marks the largest foreign investment commitment ever raised by a president in U.S. history. All in a weekend. All in a weekend's work. St. Floyd's Banana, yeah, that is more than the GDP of several G10 countries, right? Jay, yeah, but all he did was steal the tips off the lunch table, right? They're just mad they didn't get Gib Plane. Yeah. Zone C, greatest president of all time. Some are saying that. Some are saying that. Low Q, Hong Hong, Mother Honger. These numbers are insane. This is insane. Like, for once, I actually think the debt can at least begin to be tackled with stuff like this. Let's check in on the U.S. debt. During Biden, it was like every 3 months it was going up another trillion. And, we're 3 months in, more than 3 months in to Trump's new term. And we're nowhere near $1 trillion that it's gone up. Still not great. We're not in a great situation here. But it's beginning to turn around. Lunchbox, they're probably just trying to figure out how to steal it. Well, of course. Of course. Speaking of government corruption, records reveal America's worst mayor, Tiffany Hinyard's taxpayer-funded positions paid $347,000 last year. How is this woman not in jail? How has she gotten away with all this? I'm just going to become the mayor of a podunk town and raid the town for millions of dollars and be like, peace. Fuck you going to do about it?
Supervisor, come on now. People want to know what's next for you.
You know what's next? Why you out here? Why are you out here?
We were there for Henyard's final food giveaway and a new tally of what she's cost taxpayers. On Easter weekend, cars lined up for blocks. Tens of thousands of tax dollars spent for another one of Henyard's famous food giveaways.
Last hurrah, and I did not vote for that woman, and I never didn't vote for her before. But
I never vote.
Give me something to eat today.
I like the giveaways, but I don't like her.
Dirt Cash, I've been writing you in for mayor here for the last 5 years. I appreciate that,
but
Dirt
ain't
Cash.
nobody else doing that either.
Tiffany Henyard does spend a lot of money, some of it on worthwhile programs, but she's also benefited handsomely and questionably. Newly obtained records show last year Henyard was paid more than $347,000 from Dalton and Thornton Township, the two governments she runs. That's more than Chicago's mayor makes. Henyard's comp includes $282,000 from the township, which also gave her a $4,900 per month expense allowance and an $1,100 monthly vehicle allowance. That's despite the fact Dalton taxpayers spent six figures on two SUVs police used to chauffeur Henyard.
Trustee Gray Everett, Supervisor Henyard.
And did we mention Henyard hasn't attended a single meeting since she lost re-election?
Why haven't you been to board meetings since your defeat?
And work.
You don't want to answer? You're still getting paid. Why not go to the meetings?
Another scumbag.
It just proves that what she was doing was very selfish. It wasn't about the people.
Stephanie Wiedemann worked for the township for 20 years and blew the whistle on many of Henyard's antics.
If she had just said, oh, I made a mistake, everybody would have moved on. We pointed out the mistakes and she put on the show. You know, everybody paid attention because every 2 weeks it was like a sitcom.
Y'all are black, and y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
You the ones that's costing the village money. And y'all don't have that call.
It's not me, it's you.
What was she supposed to do? You wanted her to expound? Don't drag out the meeting. I made some shit.
WGN Investigates has documented first-class trips for Henyard and her entourage that cost taxpayers well over $100,000. There was a stay at a Four Seasons and steak dinners. In late 2023, this was how she explained it.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me
Yes,
speak
she
today,
lost
my
re-election.
voting, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you,
She's
though.
still mayor
No,
until
sir.
You didn't go to
point,
Las
but-
Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Taxpayers are the ones stuck with the bill. The supervisor and others get unusual perks, including $600 a day for every day they travel out of state for the township, and $400 per day for travel within Illinois, plus the cost of their travel expenses. We asked Henyard's successor whether he agrees with the supersized paydays.
What you make is based upon what you are able to deliver. That's more so saying, like, you know, people believe that professional athletes shouldn't get paid millions of dollars, that doctors should be, or teachers for that matter. So I'm not going to get here and go into a debate about what should be getting or what should be this salary or this.
With what we've been through and how easily we saw it is to abuse the system, I think it's important that the residents pay attention and continue to pay attention and continue to hold people accountable.
Despite it all, the spending, a questionable cancer charity, an ongoing FBI investigation, and even a brawl at a board meeting. Henyard still has her supporters.
I think she's doing what men have been doing for years as far as her security and all those things. She needs that.
She give back to the community, so, I mean, what more can people ask for?
And Tiffany Henyard vows the show will
She's
go
a
on.
true saint. Suspect steals female officer's gun in California before being fatally shot.
She's got her weapon. Put it down, dude. Put it down. Put it down.
And then I think she tries to steal the car here.
Hey, put the gun down.
Fractal, if I robbed you for 100, gave you $5, yeah, you'd be a saint. St. Floyd's banana, 2.5 trillion is bigger than the GDP of Italy, Canada, and Brazil, which all have GDPs. Whoa, of somewhat less than that. 2.5 trillion is it's a shit ton of money, banana. It's so much fucking money. Wait, saved in Jesus' name, you're saved in Jesus' name forever. Wait, what is happening here? Hang on. This was close to your house, Tay?
Saved in Jesus' name. They're saved in Jesus' name forever. They're saved in Jesus' name forever. Yes, I got it. Yes, I got it. Yes, I got it. Forever. Jesus' name. Please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me.
What is going on in this video? There's so much happening here. Yeah, so this is the female cop that got the gun stolen from her. Dr. Mr. Back, she tossed him an extra mag. Taser, taser, taser. A male runner for Jefferson Junior High School in Illinois was allowed to compete in the girls' division at the Napier Prairie Conference track meet. As you can see, none of the girls stood a chance. Good job, girls. He's not even trying to look like a woman. All right, how many seconds ahead is he? Hang on. So he crosses the finish line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds ahead of second place. PCB Junkie skill issue. Zone C, get better, girls. Try harder, girls. Yeah, I don't even think. Yeah, I don't even think he was trying to run. It looked like he was just going out for a leisurely stroll. It really doesn't look like he's trying either. He doesn't have to try. He's not even winded. I don't even think he broke a sweat here. He's like, so when does the race start? That was the warm-up, right? Imagine you're the parent of one of these girls. Oh, here he is. Here's your boy. She's like, wait. And the thing is, look at him. He probably gets last place against the men. That's why he's here. Jay, work smarter, not harder. This photo right here. Hold up. Right, Fractal Ninja. Wait a second. Stooley, until they stand up for themselves, I'm done standing up for them. Right? They all allowed this. They all allowed it. This one's pissed about it. Looks like this one just found out that this was going down. It's like, what? What? Yeah, lane 2 is definitely like, I'm over this shit. This is absolute horse shit. Look at her. She's like, what? Oh my God, is that a dude? ICE agents tackle man in pond outside the Mecklenburg County Courthouse in Charlotte, North Carolina. Banana beating sassy eggplantuses. Hey, hold him under a little longer. Sputnik RFK Jr. going for another swim. Lunchbox looks like Ukraine. Got him! Good tackle. Jay, good time for a knee to the neck. Only if he has a lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. I don't know why they just repeated this video twice on here. To make it longer, I guess. Probably get paid more. An illegal in Waltham, Massachusetts refuses to comply with ICE, so the agent smashes the car window and makes the arrest anyway.
I'm right where I need to be. Why are you pulling these people over?
Show me you're here legally, and I'll leave you alone. Where is it? You have it? Yes, I do. No.
Well,
can I see how you're here legally? Yes,
Can I see your warrant, please?
Do you guys have a warrant? Do you have a warrant for arresting this man?
They've obviously not answered the question because they don't have a fucking...
Kevin, are you here legally or illegally?
Don't talk to him. Don't answer. Don't open the door.
No le contestes nada y quédate callado. Tú tienes el derecho de quedarte callado.
I'm going to take you out and you're going to come to our office either way. So how would you like
Tú tienes el derecho de quedarte callado.
If he could do that, he would have done it.
Yes, sir. You start getting this way. Which one's it going to be, Kevin? I'm giving you the opportunity. I don't want to smash the window, and I don't want to drag you out. Come on, with that. If you're legally, I'll go away. Which one's it going to be? I'm giving you the opportunity to exit the vehicle. When I smash this window, you're going to get dragged out. I don't think you want that. Right? What are you going to do?
He's going to stay right where he is.
Kevin, you're here illegally. I already know that. That's all I need to establish.
I already know that. Dude, he didn't even flinch. He knew it was coming.
need to see a warrant. You have masked men.
Strowman, couldn't they have waited until after he cleaned my gutters?
Without a warrant, without IDs.
¿Cómo te llamas para buscarte? Mira, allá no firmes nada. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿A quién llamo?
No tengo familiar, no que solo conozco a la familia de
Okay. No firmes nada y les voy a decir que traten de conseguirte un abogado. And I hope you guys go every night to sleep and see your kids and know that you're doing the right thing. You see your wife, you see your kids, you're separating families. This is hard-working people. They're not criminals because I know them.
Fractal Ninja, the left complaining about masked men is peak. That's a good point.
You know you did the right thing. Are you seem like you don't believe in God?
Oh, here comes the crying. I'm not going to play this whole thing because it's 23 minutes long, but President Trump brought Theo Von to Qatar to entertain the troops. You can play a little bit of it.
All right, that was fast. Okay. Thought that would take longer, dude. Good to see you guys.
Dwayne, I knew she was fat. I could hear it in her voice.
All right.
Also, it's just America, so you got a pretty good chance.
Yeah, nice to be here. Sorry, I'm very nervous. I don't know what's that. I feel like I'm guilty of something. Oh yeah, it's alarming. What's going on? Not much. I didn't know I was going to be here either. Yeah, I promise you, this is definitely court ordered. Oh yeah, I'm just getting out of some time. Yeah, they
I'm just getting out of some time.
Like the Middle East, so what? Like, what do you even mean? You mean like Kentucky, or what do you guys want? They're like, no, dude, the Middle East, where the peace is. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah,
Where the peace is?
Yeah, if you're hiring me to go over there and help with peace, then things are not good. I am, man, it is not going well because, yeah, I'm on TMZ right now having a bar fight in Nashville, so.
That's true. I played that clip the other night. G says, I'm not saying Shri Thanatar is Theo Van in blackface, but has anyone ever seen them in the place at the same time? No, I have not. Never seen them together. No pictures, nothing.
Yeah, most of you guys have never seen me walk before, actually, so you guys can't. Dude, these are bulletproof. I'm like, what am I doing up here? Yeah, don't shoot. I don't even know who this team was on. It's crazy. I'm like, how many sides are on this base? It's a big game of Clue. Yeah, but no, I'm happy to be here, man. They said to come on over, so I said, okay, dude, let's do it, you know? I was just in New York when I got the call. People are so mean in New York, man. I said hello to a guy. He said no. I said, all right, dude, okay, that checks out. And yeah, so I came over here, and I'm trying to think of how I had a big plan of how to start this whole thing, and I just can't remember the beginning part. But I'll pick it up. So, yeah, so anyway, here I am. Sorry, guys. Here I am, and
These troops are like, is he high? Probably. Is it in secret, Phil?
Yeah, thank you, guys. They said, yeah, dude, come on over here. So I was like, all right, good.
Yeah, you've mentioned that, Theo.
And they're like, yeah, I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, Theo was at lunch with Ivanka and Jared in Miami. Down in Miami. One of my old friends from high school lives in Miami now. She and her husband are friends with Ivanka and Jared. It's kind of weird.
I was like, who are we fighting over here? And then I realized it's pretty much dehydration. I feel like
Tay Marie. This is Theo Vaughn entertaining the troops over in the Middle East.
I did, with a pistol in his mouth. It was a water pistol, and he was shooting electrolytes right into himself.
They roofied him and he woke up on stage.
You know, PTSD is real, guys, so...
That's possible. It sounds like that's what happened, Jay.
And then I realized, oh, it's the oil.
Dirtcast, Austin's a Fed confirmed. Yeah. Maybe.
I don't give a shit about the oil, dude. What about the sunblock? How much for a barrel of crude sunblock? That's what I want to know.
Alright.
That's my biggest question.
Yeah, we're not watching this whole thing. It started off funny, but it's been going downhill. You can watch that if you want later. That crowd, Patriots, that crowd all have the same uniform. That's kind of how the military works, Patriots United. It's sort of one of the things that they do. Biden's former NSA director, Jake Sullivan, said he didn't know about Biden's mental decline. What happened in that debate was a shock to me. Well, so Biden's head of FBI, James Comey, didn't know what 86 means, and his former head of NSA had no clue that Biden had a mental decline. What was that entire administration doing the whole time? Do they think this is helpful for them? It would be better if they came out and said, yeah, we were hiding it. We knew we were hiding it. I would respect that a lot more. But this whole, we just had no idea. Then you're a fucking idiot. And I don't believe for a second that they had no idea, but it's not a great argument. Deny, deny, deny.
What happened in that debate was a shock to me. I think it was a shock to everybody. And I've made that point before.
Just finally, do you think, in retrospect, given everything that's happened, everything we've talked about today, it was a mistake for President Biden to try to run again?
One of the things about being National Security Advisor is that you're mercifully insulated from politics and political decision making.
Bullshit.
I was insulated from it to the point where, while I was National Security Advisor, my spouse was running for Congress, and I had strict rules about what I could even do to support my spouse, let alone be involved in political decision making, political calls in the White House. So I have not weighed in on those issues and would not weigh in on those issues. What happened in that debate was a shock.
You can weigh in on them now, and bull fucking shit, Jake. Ninja had my head shoved up my ass, apparently. FedEx driver defends package. There's something off about this video, though.
That's fine. That's nice way. Is this yours? Yeah, I thought it was.
I'm so sorry about that.
It's all good. I get them all the time.
Oh my
What happened? Oh my goodness. That was some good moves. Some good jukes. I give props to the FedEx driver. But here's what I think was going on here. I think this woman was in on it with those guys. She ordered something, maybe a phone, whatever the hell it is. She was going to have them steal it at the door, claim it was stolen, get a second one, and then they could sell that one for money. Basically, she was going to get a free whatever it is. I think they were in on this together. How the fuck were they? How did that dude just come out from behind the tree? How did he know FedEx was coming up right then, right there? Dirt Cash, former high school running back. It's a sketchy situation here. I don't trust him. Young Sneed, do they even compensate? Yeah, I mean, she could then go to Amazon and say, it was stolen. Look, I've got camera proof. It was stolen at the door. And she could get a full refund. Blaine, I don't know how old this video is. Fractal Ninja, yeah, when he said I deal with them all the time, has so many layers. Woman is angry at Chipotle employees after reportedly receiving a small portion and goes behind counter to make her own meal. Well, Young Sneed says, number one, these people don't really have jobs, so they sit around waiting for FedEx. And two, I don't think FedEx lets you know when they're showing up like Amazon does. Well, number one sort of explains your number two, though. They know a package is coming today and they don't have jobs, so they can sit around and wait for the FedEx all day behind that tree. So they can steal the package and split the free money with her. Fractal Ninja. Chipotle has self-checkout? Apparently. Let's see if they do anything about it.
Just let her make her food. Just get her food, please.
Just let her get back there and make her own food. Y'all gotta be fucked up. Young Steve, hey buddy, you're not allowed to pick apart my argument. Earth can be hit by 600,000 mile wide big wing solar eruption tomorrow, astronomers warn, according to Daily Mail. Let's check out this bird wing solar eruption. The sun is very angry, guys. Chief, the Russian satellite fell last week. It fell on Saturday, I think. Either Friday night, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, one of those. It fell last weekend. I think on the 10th. Yeah, could get some northern lights out of this. On Tuesday, astronomers watched as a vast birdwing eruption sent waves of superheated plasma surging across the sun's northern hemisphere. Scientists predict that part of this filament eruption could hit Earth tomorrow. Where's it going to hit? Increased chance of being able to spot the northern lights and risk of disruption to electrical equipment. I told you, 2025 is trying to kill me, and they're trying to take down the Hong. If I can't stream tomorrow, it's because the sun tried to take me out. Young Sneed, is this electronics destroying or life ending? Hoping for the latter. Please God, end us all, says No Face. I love how full of life and optimistic my chat is. Just a bunch of young bucks that really want to go out there and live. Jay, come on, man. My T-Mobile already sucks enough. Oh, boy. Democrat Representative Ayanna Pressley. The United States owes us a debt. We need reparations now. Reparations now. When do we want them now?
and discrimination against black people. We are in a moment of anti-blackness on steroids, and we refuse to be silent. We will not back down in our pursuit of racial justice. The antidote to anti-blackness is to be pro-black, and we will do it unapologetically. The United States government owes us a debt, and we need reparations now.
Reparations now. When do we want them? Now. Give me reparations now. South African government will consider it as treasonous to discuss treatment of white people. It applies to politicians and citizens.
And all their inner circles here in Parliament who went to the United States to spin a narrative of victimhood of white people being murdered by blacks, mobilizing the United States government to interfere in the domestic affairs of our country. What measures, if any, have you used to scrutinize these treasonous acts of white right-wing racist extremist movements, especially in relation to how they are funded, so as to protect the imminent threat of civil war in South Africa? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kersa. Honorable Minister, your response, please.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Chair. As indicated earlier, the law enforcement agencies are investigating the Treasonous Act of Misinformation.
We're back to our roots.
And also that which is provided for in the, I forgot the right naming of the act that talks about treason in the country.
Wow. I'm gonna go to South Africa and start talking about it. Think I'll go to jail? Paco, honorable members, how should we respond? Ninja, I'm going to laugh if they kick out white farmers and start starving. Was there a cover-up by Democratic Party on Joe Biden's mental decline?
Given the new allegations in Jake Tapper's book, do you have any concerns with President Biden's age or decline, and was there a cover-up by the Democratic Party?
We're not looking backward. We're going to continue to look forward. Certainly.
That's exactly what Schumer said
I think
the other day.
President Biden made the decision.
So they have their script on this. They've been given their script on this, and we're not looking backward, we're looking forward.
It's a decision that House Democrats strongly supported.
Thank you. Given the new allegations.
Yeah, we're not looking backward. We're going to continue to look forward. And then just 2 days ago, Schumer said the same thing.
Hand was up.
You said in June of last year, in my meetings with President Biden, I found him being command and impressive and wielding influence to make progress on key priorities. But in that same month, Biden apparently did not even recognize George Clooney at a fundraiser. Were you being straight with the American public?
Look, we're just looking forward.
Guys, we're just looking forward. We're not going to answer any questions about the distant past, like a couple months ago. That was forever ago. We're looking forward now. Only forward. Again, but yeah, as Hillbill would say, what difference does it make? Ninja, forward shows Biden in an even worse decline, right? Jay Davis says, this means there was a meeting entitled, what do we do if they call us out on our lies? Absolutely. There was at least an email. We tell them we're looking forward. Always forward, no backward. Forward, forward, forward. Jake Tapper on whether or not the criticism of him is fair, and criticism of him and him and the media handled Biden.
This morning, a new book reveals President Biden did not recognize megastar George Clooney at a June 2024 campaign fundraiser, a fundraiser that Clooney personally co-hosted for the president's re-election bid. This is just one of the many really stunning Details in the new book titled Original Sin, President Biden's Decline, Its Cover-Up, and His Disastrous Choice to Run Again by Alex Thompson and CNN's own Jake Tapper. Tapper sat down with Clooney a few weeks ago. You remember we played part of that then, but he also asked him how this moment led him to write his now very famous op-ed.
It was a civic duty because I found that people on my side of the street, I'm a Democrat. I was a Democrat in Kentucky, so I get it. When I saw people on my side of the street not telling the truth, I thought that was time to...
Are people still mad at you for that?
Some people, sure. It's okay.
With us now is CNN anchor, chief Washington correspondent, and fantastic author, Jake Tapper. Jake, tell us more about that moment between President Biden and George Clooney and how it ultimately led to Biden dropping out of the race.
So thanks so much for having me, John. So President Biden came into that Los Angeles fundraiser June 15th. And behind the scenes, there were little tiny fundraisers for the big donors. There was the event on stage with Jimmy Kimmel and Barack Obama, but then also behind the scenes, photographs and smaller speeches for big donors. And it was there that President Biden walked over to George Clooney, and Clooney realized, and other people witnessing realized, that Biden did not recognize him. This despite the fact that they'd known each other since roughly after 9/11. They'd had many meetings when Biden was vice president. They'd known each other for a long time. Biden had awarded him a Kennedy Center award in December 2022. And obviously, Clooney was throwing this fundraiser for him, a record-setting fundraiser. And Biden was just walking around saying, hello, thanks for being here, hello, thanks for being here. And an aide said, you know George. And the president was like, yeah, sure, how are you? Thanks for being here. And the aide had to say, no, George Clooney. And it was just shocking for everyone involved. And in fact, it wasn't just those in that specific conversation that were shocked. President Obama was there. He was stunned. He attributed it to the rough schedule that Biden had going from Europe to Delaware, back to Europe, and then to LA. But he realized later on that it wasn't just the schedule that was the issue.
Look, and you bring up President Obama because there was a moment at that fundraiser. And that fundraiser really was a key moment for a lot of people in this history, which you so brilliantly document. But President Biden walked down to the end of the stage of this fundraiser for a moment. You can see it right there, and seemed to stare a little blankly into the crowd, and then President Obama tugged on him. You saw that tug and led him off the stage. So you just said you spoke to a lot of people who were there for that. What else did they tell you about it?
Well, Obama's side of that story is he wasn't sure what was going on, but he just wanted to get out of there, and he wasn't going to get out of there without Biden, so he grabbed him, and it was more just his impatience than anything else. But other people who were there, and we should note that the Biden White House falsely, when people showed that clip and asked what was going on, said it was a cheap fake. They did this all the time when there was video that seemed to show Biden acting in an odd or
Obama's
unusual,
used to giving
seemingly
tugs.
out of it way. They would call it a cheap fake.
He tugs Big Mike all the time.
It was actual video. And people in the arena who did not see the horrifying scene behind the stage, but in the arena, Congresswoman Annie Kuster, Jon Favreau, former Obama chief speechwriter, and others, just from that event and Biden walking towards the edge of the stage, thought, oh my God, something is wrong here. He's not going to make it.
So, Jake, you've been at this journalism business for a long time, and you know that whenever you go out on a limb like you are right now, you get criticism.
Lane, look at how accountable we are. Very information.
Now criticizing you and the media in general for how President Biden was covered during his administration.
I think some of the criticism is fair.
Some of
it?
To
be honest. Of me, certainly I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but knowing then what I know now, I look back at my coverage during the Biden years, and I did cover some of these issues, but not enough. I look back on it with humility.
With humility. Look, and now I'm going to write a book about it and get rich off of it. This was the plan all along. They knew this. He knew this was going to blow up in his face. CNN and the media knew this was going to blow up in their face. This was the plan all along. Well, we made a few mistakes along the way, And we're very sorry that we made those mistakes. I'm going to write a book about it and make millions. Fuck you.
Through our reporting is that starting in around 2019, 2020, there were two Bidens. There was a Biden that was perfectly workable, serviceable, seemed fine. And then there was a non-functioning one that couldn't come up with names of top aides, that would lose his train of thought to an alarming degree. And that non-functioning Biden reared his head increasingly over and over. It really seemed to exacerbate and get much worse in 2023, 2024. And what Alex Thompson and I were able to uncover through this reporting, almost all with just Democratic insiders and operatives, and almost all of which only happened after the election because they wouldn't be candid until after the election. What we learned stunned us, shocked us. And look, while it was very important, and I'm not dismissing the coverage of Biden tripping on stage,
his book will
falling
sell
off
a
his
shit
bike,
ton
that was
of
obviously
copies.
indicative of something serious that was going on.
Everyone will buy it
I think
and have
what
it
we
on their
learned about
coffee
the
table.
non-functioning
No one will
Biden
actually
rearing
read
his head
it.
Increasingly,
But
not
it'll
being
sell
able
a
to
shit
come
ton
up
of
with the name
copies.
of George Clooney, not being able to come up with the name of top aides in the White House.
It's one of the ways they
I think
launder
that really
money, too.
reveals something even more significant.
Whoever
Something even
behind
more
the scenes will
disturbing
buy a
about
shit
president,
ton of his books
that
as a
was
thank
not
you for
what
carrying
we,
the
American
water
people should
through the
expect
Biden years.
and be able to demand, which is somebody
Soros will
who
buy
is
20,000
there
copies
with
and
it 24/7,
ship 'em off to
there
a
for the
warehouse
2 a.m.
or
emergency
burn
phone
'em.
call in the middle of the night.
It's
yeah,
a
they're not
grift.
coming
It's
up
all a
with aides'
grift.
names was not something I had seen until this morning. Jake, the book comes out officially, May 20th. We keep learning more pieces of this every day. We look forward to talking to you more.
Chat
Excellent
looks
work,
like
as
it's
always.
frozen
Thanks
on
for coming
screen.
Okay.
Does it? Is there something going on with chat? Florgan, how about you? Yeah, okay. Looks like chat's moving again, right? Rehance. I am not muted, Blaine. Blaine, I will kill you.
Just came home, 25 to life. I killed my mom and dad, nigga.
Are you proud of that? Are you proud of that?
I am.
Okay, well, congratulations. Good for you.
He's proud of killing his mom and dad.
You right now, in front of everybody, I'll blow your face off right now. I'll blow your face off right now.
I got 100 witnesses here saying you just threatened this old man right here. Telling him that if he touches you, you're gonna fuck him. Exactly. This is the subway. We all touch each other.
What you gonna do?
I'm just telling you.
What you gonna do?
That you're gonna stop. You're gonna stop.
What you gonna
Are you trying to threaten him?
I'm telling you, you ain't fucking me. That's what I'm telling you. You ain't fucking nobody with me standing right here. That's what's happening. You ain't fucking nobody. Good. Everybody knows you're gangster now, so why don't you sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up so we can all enjoy our ride home.
Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman's response to criticism for storming an ICE facility. White supremacy, of course.
You know what? You're living in an un-American society with a unitarian government that abuses power on all levels and treats Congress members as if we are the enemy. You know who the enemy is? The enemy is the enemy of the people, and that's the white supremacists that you're talking about.
Oh, white supremacists. Okay, thank you.
You know what? You're living in an un-American...
Good old Congress. Look, you, that's a face. Oh, it's a face, all right. It's a face if I've ever seen one. Those dimples are the enemy of your face. Coinbase was hacked or something? Hacked and then held ransom?
Hey everyone, I want to make you aware of a disturbing email that we received recently at Coinbase. It was a ransom note demanding $20 million in Bitcoin in exchange for these attackers not releasing some information they claim to have obtained on our customers. Now, we like to do things transparently here at Coinbase, and so I'm going to respond publicly to these attackers by saying no. We are not going to pay your ransom. In fact, I have a few next steps in mind that I'm going to share at the end of this video. But for the rest of you watching, wondering what happened, we did an investigation here, and these attackers have been approaching our overseas customer support agents.
Overseas? You
Looking
mean
for
Indian?
a weak link, someone who would accept a bribe.
They found a SAR to bribe? Shocking.
In exchange for
They
sharing
wanted
some
it in
customer
Melania
information with
coin,
them.
says Eric.
Now, our support tools have limited access to customer information. There was no passwords or private keys or funds accessed as part of this. But customer support agents do have access to personal information like name, date of birth, address, etc. And attackers still want access to this information because it allows them to conduct social engineering attacks where they can call our customers impersonating Coinbase customer support and try to trick them into sending their funds to the
Notice
attacker.
someone redeemed.
Now, unfortunately, they were able to find a few bad apples. Our systems are designed to mitigate the impact of something like this, so less than 1% of our monthly transacting users had their records accessed, but this is still unacceptable, and I want to tell you what we're doing about it. So first, any customers that were socially engineered as a result of this incident, we're going to reimburse them. There's more details on our website, on our blog post about the reimbursement.
I was socially engineered. They stole 100 Bitcoin from my account. Put it back in. I need you to put that back in right now.
Process. You can read more there. Any customers who have been impacted by this or have been notified at this point. Number two, we're hardening our systems around customer support to make something like this much more difficult in the future. And third, we're actually relocating some of our customer support operations as a result of
PCB
this.
Junkie, the website runs inside this
But
guy's
the last step is maybe
cranium.
the most important, which is that instead of paying this $20 million ransom, we're turning it around. And we're putting out a $20 million award for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of these attackers. For these would-be extortionists or anyone seeking to harm Coinbase customers, know that we will prosecute you and bring you to justice. And now you have my answer.
All right, then. There you have it. House Democrats introduced multi-trillion-dollar reparations bill. Reparations now! Reparations now!
A duty to repair. So let's make it clear. There is a debt that does exist. This country has taken so much from black folks and has a debt it owes because for
People are going to say this is on 2x speed.
over 400 years into this
People are
very
gonna say
day,
all
this country
sorts
has
of
stolen black labor, black lives, black futures. Industries were built and maintained through the subjugation of black people in this country, and wealth was built and maintained through the discriminatory policies that still plague us to this day. And to be clear, some people directly benefited from it or are direct beneficiaries of it. We have systems that create and perpetuate imbalances and balances in our society, and you either benefit from it or you are disenfranchised by it. And black people continue to be disenfranchised and harmed by these systems. Others receive advantages from it. So a duty to repair.
That is what they
so let's
named
make
it.
it clear.
That's actually exactly what they named it. Bring Kilmar Abrego Garcia home with his family. Aw, she has a t-shirt and everything.
I gotta ask about your shirt. Do you want to bring Abrego Garcia home with his family so that he can punch his wife again, or so that he can smuggle more humans into the country? What's your biggest grief? I'm sorry?
He needs to come back home
he was just removed. There was an order of court.
But you know he's an But you know he's an MS-13 member.
That's bullshit.
Oh really?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And did you see
recording me?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Did you see the video of him smuggling people into the country? Is that okay with you?
That's not true.
There's literally video of it.
No, it's just like the MS-13 that Trump.
Strowman, Dustin Hoffman looks terrible.
I gotta ask about your shirt.
Everything you're saying is not true. It's not true. Don't record me. It's not true. It's not true. HUD Secretary Turner, our welfare system deviated from what it was intended to be.
Well, Maria, I think it's a paradigm shift. You know as well as I do, work restores dignity. Yeah. Work brings pride. You know, and our welfare system deviated from what it was intended to be from its origin. It was intended for the most vulnerable, to the most needy in our country. But now we've created welfare as a lifestyle in our country. And you know, America is not a welfare state. America is a country of opportunity and a country of entrepreneurship. And so this will help us to encourage able-bodied people in America that are receiving government subsidies to work.
If there's Derek Chauvin riots, you know exactly where to go.
50%
right here. Of course we'll cover
of households that are receiving HUD funds, almost 50%, not one person in that household is working. And that has to change. That culture, that paradigm has to change. At HUD, this is common sense compassion. We want to help people and invigorate and encourage people to work, able-bodied people to work. We're not talking about the elderly. We're not talking about those that are disabled. Able-bodied, able-minded people that are receiving HUD funding should go to work to restore dignity, Maria. Maria, you get up early in the morning and you work, you serve. And so we want to give other people and encourage others the same opportunity. And so this is a great step forward. Working with our colleagues,
fuck you, Austin. I'm going to Foot Locker.
And also Health and Human Services and Dr. Oz to
you're going to Foot Locker during the Derek Chauvin riots?
Change the trajectory of the lives of people.
Pick me up a pair while you're in there. I could use some new shoes. Florgon, when you see a riot, Austin Zone sees dollar signs. Hell yeah. I'm a capitalist, baby. People love to watch the world burn. I can't believe Axios wrote this article. Hard data suggests tariff-driven inflation and recession fears may be overblown. No shit. No shit. Trump says nice house as he enters the Al-Wajba Palace. Hoosier. Austin invented riot tourism, but it hasn't fully fleshed out yet. I did invent riot tourism, damn it. Smith B, those 2020 streams were comfy. They sure were. We're coming up on the 5-year anniversary of those streams in 2 more weeks, guys. Actually, less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 more weeks. An actual 2 more weeks that will actually come. Can you guys believe it's almost been 5 fucking years since that fateful day that a fentanyl addict tried to buy a banana with a fake $20 bill? Unbelievable. Changed the course of history and created the Hong. Butterfly effects are amazing. We're sitting here right now doing this because George Floyd tried to buy a banana with a fake $20 bill 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago. Jay, doesn't feel like a day over 10 years ago. PCB Junkie, Portland's still a shithole. You were there a few months back. New Hampshire school board member says it's ridiculous to ask schools to keep males out of female spaces. Why is that ridiculous? It used to be ridiculous that this would even be a conversation at all.
Just like to clarify that second executive order that's cited about
Kimba, wait, should we have a statue of Floyd too?
basis
Maybe.
for gender, whatever that is. That's the one that multiple scientists have testified on
dear
before
God,
Congress
Bridget.
that is factually and scientifically inaccurate. Is that everyone else's understanding? Okay, I just wanted to clarify because like that's, I mean, I understand it's every single school district in the country, but like what a ridiculous thing to ask of a school. So I guess that's just my comment, but just like
It's ridiculous to ask schools to keep males out of female spaces. What? Oh, this should be good. You can just tell this is going to be good. Liberal goes on unhinged rant against the South African refugees. Why are they so mad about a couple dozen refugees from South Africa? It's mind-boggling how they've been programmed to be so angry about this.
Yeah, this is for all you YT South Afrikaners that are being shipped in by Trump. You need to know the majority of Americans don't want you here. You just jump back on another plane and fly your little racist...
Is she telling them to go back where they came from? You're not allowed to say that.
IT supremacist butts right on back to your country. Go back to Africa. We do not want your
Go
racist
back
butts
to Africa. Every time I say that.
here. You are not welcome in the United States, and Trump is not going to be in charge forever. Yeah,
Wow.
You're not welcome here.
The eyes.
We
the
don't want
eyes.
any more Snazis in America.
Snazis?
We're done.
Gross.
And we're the majority. MAGA wants you to believe they're the majority, but they are not. Just saying.
MAGA.
Fly your asses.
Do you remember the election we just had? It was pretty recently.
To another country where they want racists like you. Because you're not welcome here. Yeah, this...
Kimba, she's been wanting to say that out loud for years. She does look like a dude. Who knows?
The mountains? Through the mountains? The fan in the mountains? Oh, shit. Oh, you got a curve coming up. Oh, my God. Oh, oh, no, no. Oh, shit.
You're fucking kidding me. You're fucking kidding me. Oh, you're absolutely fucking kidding me. No, no. No, you're kidding me. Fuck you! Fuck! Oh, fuck.
Cut up the mountains.
Woman in Nashville is upset after ICE agents began deporting undocumented workers from her workplace.
My work closed early tonight because ICE raided Broadway in Nashville. They went into the bars, specifically the kitchens of the bars, and they racially profiled a lot of the workers in there, detained them illegally, searched a lot of these places without warrants. Now, a lot of the workers who are dragged away from their jobs are being detained indefinitely until they can prove their citizenship. There's no telling how long they'll be detained. It could be 2 days, it could be 2 months.
Do you know how quickly I could prove my citizenship? It wouldn't take 2 weeks, 2 months. It wouldn't take 2 fucking minutes.
But a lot of very hardworking people, mothers, fathers, people supporting their families, went to work tonight and don't know when they're going to be going home or dragged away in the middle of doing their jobs. Like, it's extremely important to talk about the fact that this is happening. all over the United States. This is what your tax money is being spent on, and more importantly, it's being spent illegally. So yeah, this is real. It's happening. It's tearing families apart.
This
it's
is what we
ruining
voted
lives.
for. Thank
it's
you.
illegal.
I'm glad.
And
I'm so glad to see all these videos. I'm glad it's actually happening. Thank you. It's happening all over Nashville. My God, I wasn't even expecting it to be happening in Nashville this quickly. What a glorious day. What a glorious thing to hear.
We're only 5 months in.
Well, we are not 5 months in, but okay. I guess we're close to... No, we're not even 4 months in. What is she talking about? Jay, it would take me at least 3 days to find the keys to my safe for the old passport. Watchmen, good. Maybe some white Americans can get a job there now, right? Fractal Ninja, isn't paying illegals the more illegal thing to be concerned about?
Oh, good for you. And how was it?
This footage shows the moment a masked gang tried to kidnap the daughter of a crypto businessman in Paris. Breaking! New Jersey Transit rail service suspended until further notice due to engineer strike. Oh darn. EFF leader in South Africa. We have not called for killing off the whites for now. Oh, I'm so glad that for now you haven't been calling for it. Not yet.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, we have not called for the killing of white people, at least for now.
Not at least for now, you know. It's on the table for sure.
I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter, they freak out. It sounds like a genocidal call.
Cry babies.
Cry babies.
I'm not calling for the slaughter of white people, at least for now.
Cry babies.
I can't give a guarantee of the future, especially when things are going the way they are.
Subtext.
Especially if things are going the way they are, there will be a revolution in this country, I can tell you now. I don't know what's...
Well then. Clip from 2023. Oh yeah. This was the media covering up for Biden back in 2023.
Biden has this misunderestimated thing, right? Where people assume, oh, you know, he's too old, he doesn't know what he's doing. And then he just keeps delivering. You know, today he tripped over I guess there was like a sandbag on, and Twitter and the right are going crazy.
It's currently dominating Fox News primetime.
It's the most important thing in the world. First of all, Donald Trump is 76. He's not exactly young. And, you know, it's the advance team or whoever's fault that they put a sandbag in front of him. I tripped in my own house. I mean, it's not easy.
Same.
So
I don't trip in my own house. These two trip in their own house. Oh, I trip all the time in my own house. It's okay that Joe Biden's out there tripping all over himself. Don't we all just trip all over ourselves all day, every day? But Trump is so old. He's so old and decrepit. But Biden is strong and vigorous and young, spry.
So what do you think it is about Joe Biden
Is he so enraging to the right because he is so normal? What do you think it is about him that drives them nuts?
Well, if you look back, Joy, to 2020, they were trying to figure out how to take him out. They can't make him extreme.
Yeah.
They can't really make him offensive. I mean, one, he's a white man who's older, so you know he is comfortable to many in their base. The many in their base. But I think
that's understandable.
they're trying to throw a lot of spaghetti up at the wall to try to take him down, and so far they haven't quite figured it out.
Trying to throw a lot of spaghetti at the wall. What? Leslie Jones fantasizes about attacking Elon Musk. Crowd goes wild. Jay, this news lady seems nice. Is she still on the air?
This is official shit. How is this guy firing people? If this guy gave me a pink slip, I'd give his ass a black eye.
Why are they so angry?
Why don't you fire
straight to violence?
This is official shit.
Straight to violence. Anger and violence. I think this is a better Springsteen clip. Bruce Springsteen. I can't even say his fucking name. I guess at his concert was just lecturing people about Trump and how bad America is the whole time.
That won't bow down to their ideological demands. They're removing residents off American streets and without due process of law are deporting them to foreign detention centers and prisons. This is all happening now.
Bro, just sing your stupid songs. I've never liked Bruce Springsteen, by the way. I've never liked his music. It sounds like he's just like screaming, like I better stop doing that. I'll probably get a copyright strike from YouTube if I keep it up. They'll think I'm actually playing a Springsteen song. It's not good music.
Elected representatives have failed to protect the
Hoosier, this is why I go to concerts.
from the abuses of an
Right? Floppa, ooh, the raised fist with the rainbow shirt.
They have no concern or idea of what it means to be deeply American. The America
So when's the commie moving out? Right? Go move in with Rosie O'Donnell.
50 years is real.
Jay, he's a blue-collar hero, Austin.
Regardless of its faults, is a great country with a great people. So we'll survive this moment. Now, I have hope because I believe in the truth of what the great American writer James Baldwin said.
This is a real 2028 Dem primary poll. AOC in the lead with 26%. 26% of Democrats want AOC to be the next Democrat nominee for president. 6% want Kamala Harris. 12% Bernie Sanders. Only 2% Gavin Newsom. 5% Pete Buttigieg, 4% Cory Booker, 5% Hakeem Jeffries, 8% Jasmine Crockett. Dear God, the Democrat Party is in shambles. Absolute shambles. Jay, you have to appreciate the full speed acceleration at the same wall 3 times, though. They need to run Joe Biden again. Hey, they might trot his corpse out there. You never know. You never know. This is... Oh, man. This is the best they can do. AOC is the best they can do, guys. I think we're good. I think we're good. Well, all the men will vote for AOC's boobs. They don't care if they're commie. Lynn, AOC will have to dump her white man. Yeah, that's true.
I had to work 10 times harder than any other person I knew just to show I could do the job. So you got to be careful. We have to be open. We have to be transparent. You got to work hard and you got to prove you can do the job. I had to work 10 times harder than any other person.
Working hard in Congress.
Called Original Sin, and they call it a cover-up of Biden's health and his cognition and his fitness, quite frankly, to be president of the United States. You sat next to Biden in the Oval Office February 27th, 2024, just a handful of months before the president took that debate stage. And it was later reported that you and other Democratic leaders were talking before the debate about having a plan. You and Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama. I understand you later denied that that ever happened. But I am curious, I'm interested to know whether the man that you saw sitting there on that couch on that day, you were in there, you saw him up close and personal. Did you really not have any idea that he was not fit to serve a second term?
Casey, we're looking forward. We have the largest Medicaid card.
There it is again. We're looking forward. Every Democrat has been told to say that when asked about this. We're looking forward.
In front of us, we have the whole federal
you're
government
facing all
at
of this
risk.
because you lost a presidential election. And is that not Joe Biden's responsibility for deciding to run again?
We're looking forward.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. Senator Chuck Schumer, I know you got to go. I appreciate your time today. We'll see you soon, I hope.
Stroman, they kept Joe near the fire to mitigate the smell. Maybe.
I'm just going to say it now. If we end up in a war with Canada, I'm fighting on the side of Canada.
Okay.
I'm a Michigander, okay? We're spiritually Canadian. I live down the street from a Tim Hortons, and I can tell you the honest to God truth is that a honey cruller did more for me than the U.S. government ever could. I'm just going to...
There you have it, boys. We're cooked. We're cooked here in the USA. She's going to fight for Canada's side. Whatever will we do? How will we overcome this? An actual good Tim Pool clip. I almost never, ever play Tim Pool clips on this channel. I think I've done it like 5 times in the 5 years I've been streaming. But this one's not bad.
If a judge were to say a fair trial would not be possible, so we're going to do it here anyway, would you find that acceptable in terms of how our system is supposed to work?
No, but I've never heard a judge say that. So, a judge, I've never heard a judge say, and by the way, I'm having a little difficulty here because I think now it's a little too loud, and I don't know if I'm talking weird because I'm...
No, you're
I've never heard a judge say, I admit you couldn't get a fair trial here, but we're going ahead with the trial anyway. And I don't agree with every judge, but that's just something...
And what do you think would be, like, let's say that hypothetically happened, and there was someone who was being charged with a crime, and the judge said... They petitioned for a change of venue, and the judge says, there's nowhere you can go that will free you from the bias of this place, so we're doing it here anyway.
I don't think that would be right, and somebody would be petitioning somebody. I mean, even in those cases, there is such a thing as judicial prejudice. Somebody would be would be arguing that there was judicial prejudice, and the case would not stop there.
What if the case did stop there and the man
If the
just went to
case
prison?
did stop there, I'd be the first to say this is wrong.
So will you stand up in defense of Derek Chauvin?
And that's when she realized she done fucked up. That's that look of, oh shit. Oops. Now she backtracks on every single fucking thing she just said.
Wow.
Derek Chauvin
I understand. I
petitioned
know
for a
who
change
Derek
of venue,
Chauvin. Are you
and the judge said there's no venue you can go to where you'll be free of any bias, so we do it here anyway. So is the issue...
Wasn't there some legit...
Vaping it. That's her flipping a coin and having a hit put on him. Strowman, mind blown.
legitimacy to that, given the fact that everybody saw the video? Everybody saw the video.
Now she... Everything she just said, she's now arguing against. All of her convictions out the window because Derek Chauvin mentioned. Jay Davis, I think it's more of a look of, am I dumb enough that Tim just tricked me? Yeah, maybe.
How could there be a lack of prejudice anywhere?
Right. So,
are you saying...
So the question is about the Constitution and what is fair in the court of law, and not what we want to have happened because of our feelings. So if the issue is a judge says there will be no fair trial for you, my argument is then there's no trial at all. And the man should be released because that's a limitation of our democratic system.
That's what your argument would be?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you and I totally disagree on that one.
If a court cannot...
No, he agrees with what you literally said less than 60 seconds ago. What you were sure about, you were convinced of less than 60 seconds ago.
Not grant a fair trial under the Constitution, then the court cannot imprison a person.
Yeah, well, you and I don't agree on that one.
So you think that people should the state should be allowed to imprison people even without due process?
I think that that was an overriding circumstance of the fact that the judge was correct. There were very few people in the United States who had not seen the video. That's all the judge was saying. The judge was saying, we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best in the way we interrogate people to make sure that they will be as non-prejudiced as possible. But the judge was admitting there's no location where it's going to be any different.
Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. Witness says San Diego woman was thrown to her death from third floor balcony after tossing boyfriend's belongings. Justified? Yes or no?
I'm truly traumatized by what I've seen.
Charles Riddle lived steps away from where the victim lived and where the violent incident happened.
I walk out my door and the lady that was thrown off the balcony had a bag of, I guess, her boyfriend's clothing and drops it at the elevator. And she's mad and angry and goes back to the apartment.
Charles says at this point, things went downhill.
But I get down the elevator and go downstairs. Before I made it to my car, I hear a commotion and I turn around. He's got hold of her right over here and from behind, and he heaves her over the balcony and she cartwheels.
Cartwheels?
Hits head first on the ground.
Almost 24 hours later, and there is still caution tape hanging as a crew is processing what is now a crime scene. According to the San Diego Police Department, the victim was taken to a local hospital with head trauma and a broken leg, but did not survive her injuries. They say the suspect is 57-year-old Albert Turner, and the victim is 61-year-old Irene Williams. Neighbors tell NBC7 they are still shaken up by the incident and they have concerns.
Nobody is deserving of that, what he did to her yesterday.
This incident happened at San Ysidro Senior Village, which the building's website described as
senior citizen violence
for seniors 55 and older that have experienced homelessness. The property is gated, but some neighbors say that's simply not enough.
Yeah, we don't get a picture, Ninja. Okay, that is the end of
called Original Sin, and they call it a cover.
My bookmarks for the day. What's going on here in Bakersfield? let's get on over to everything that you guys put on This Week in Hong. At this point, we should change it to This Day in Hong, but we won't. We won't do that. What is this? You should be training to fight fascists. They're training to kill you. This isn't a joke or a meme. If you are non-white and or queer, people are training daily for the sole purpose of killing you. You should be training just as hard, says Anansi, the local punk, on X. How exactly do disabled and chronically ill do this? And please, please, do not give me chair exercise. Some of us have more complex medical issues. What? So how do the disabled and chronically ill train? Bro, I'm just trying not to kill myself? Punk soul brother? Fractal this hour in Hong, yeah. Anansi, the local punk, same. Not all disabled people can exercise, and sharing a CDC resource is not really reading the room for us right now. Oh my god. I love it when liberal threads go off the rails. Issue, I don't have the time, money, or connections for that. Course the Akina, there are ways you can passively help. Your personal health, for example, walking, biking instead of driving to build up cardio. I constantly walk to work, and I've gotten the 3.3 mile trip down to an hour, and that's what I consider a lazy stroll. Bruh, I'm Gen Z and depressed. Just use me as a body shield. Can barely feed myself or keep my house clean. It's not actually clean. I am working on exercise, but my body actively tries to kill me during it. Cholinergic allergy? So it's hard. We have to develop more than just strength. Helping each other is going to be crucial. What are we going to do? I'm too small. I really am. I'm really short and I'm tiny and my lungs are extremely weak. I've always been like this. I don't think this is a troll, Kempa. I'd love to be doing BJJ right now. What? But I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to survive COVID first. And with this monkeypox shit going around, it's looking like gyms. Is this an old thread? Asking trans folk to do this is just like yelling at white women to murder their husbands. What? We'd be better served convincing family members, peers, and community to protect us rather than some fantasized version that my Kevlar combat knife is taking a SWAT team down with me. Too disabled, but I'm hoping the abled people remember I exist if shit goes down. Canada is already killing us here? Oh, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Thank you, DJ Lunchbox. FT, you're walking 3 miles in an hour? Slow down, Speed Demon. Anarchists consider the fact that some people aren't allowed to buy weapons challenge impossible. What? Anarchists, those noted law abiders, right? Such attention. I can't even pick up heavy items without being immobile for several days after. How could I survive a homicide attempt? Well, sounds like sucks to be you guys. What is this?
I am wondering if you are all pedophiles, because you don't seem to care that children are being sexually abused. So the only thing I could ascertain is that you guys probably enjoy child porn. I don't know, right? You're not looking. I mean, if somebody claimed that I was, I would say, I absolutely am not. I wouldn't let it stand as fact, but you guys love to let it stand as fact that that's what's going on, because you're not willing to stop it. So, I mean, if you're willing to perpetuate it, what else could you be? You're going to shake your head, then do something about it. No, Monica, you're not a pedophile. Then why aren't you doing anything about the child abuse that's happening in the county? Because you don't care. If you cared, you would want to stop it. If you cared if it happened to your child, you'd want to stop it. If it happened to you, you'd want to stop it. Jim, what if it happens to your grandchild? What if? Would it matter then? Probably, right? It's so horrible to think about. Right.
Next speaker, please.
Next speaker, please. Well, she came in hot. Yeah. What the fuck is this? This identity predates colonization. This identity predates 1492. She's training, Jay. Low Q, loaded questions. There you go.
Identity predates colonization. This identity predates 1492. This identity predates the birth of Christ. It has and will always exist. This identity is ancient.
Has it been
8,647
days since 9/11?
These are new words of a Western language associated with identities that predate that language. It is an ancient identity. The LGBTQ movement didn't start in the 60s. It started in ancient times. I'm talking ancient like Chuki, Chachai, Kashkani, Dakmi, Kagi, Wadmi, Jaguar, androgynous deity, channeling, masculine, feminine, energy,
8,647 days
I am not a
since
third
9/11.
gender. I am the fourth, fifth, sixth entity, so I will not conform to Western identities. We are the descendants of indigenous peoples. We are more than just Machu Picchu. Our identities cannot be summed up by LGBTQ, more like two-spirit, one body. Let this poem teach you. Homophobia, transphobia, this hate cannot destroy an identity that is ancient.
Okay, Lynn, thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye out for that and skip those. This is wild though. Hang on. I gotta tweet that out. Gotta get a mind blown emoji here.
This identity
Puppy Walk 2025. Belgium, eh? Lynn, I watched it, so now you have to, Austin. Yeah, now the zone has to. If one of us suffers, we all suffer. Strobin, I see some volunteers for Ukraine. What the fuck? Dougie, you can tell me this is California and I'd believe you. Oh, I'm sure this is happening in California too. That's probably where they're going next. Yeah, like, it just never ends. How many are there? How do you get this many of them together in one place?
You're gonna wait until like the first time.
I must be pretty weak-willed because all it took was falling in love with a man, and now I'm like, not really. I mean, I'm a feminist, but like, kind of. I don't really need my maiden name. I don't really need it. I like your last name better anyway. Like, I'll just take that. I know he can do his own laundry. I know that he can clean the house, but I want to do it for him. I want to cook all his meals. I want to make sure he's getting all his whole grains, all his vegetables. I want to make sure he's getting all that protein. He has not asked any of this of me. It just kind of naturally kicks in. Like, these instincts just kind of come out of like, oh, now I have to take care of you when you're sick. Oops, I made you
Woman discovers she's a woman in 2025.
breakfast and it fits all of your dietary requirements. My bad. I think I got possessed by a housewife. Is that what happens?
I guess feminism has...
Mom moves her family of 4 from America to Thailand after being worried about the USA. Is this old or is this a new one? I think this might be a different one than the one I'm thinking of.
But with all the chaos going on in America, we thought now is the perfect time for us to go ahead and get up out of here. Our kids and all of us, we're all super excited. But first thing first, we have a 12-hour flight from Houston all the way to Turkey. Once we landed in Turkey, we had a very slight layover. Their airport was very nice, very luxurious. But trust me, that layover had everybody laid out. After that layover, we had a 9-hour flight flying right into Thailand. Sawadee. Once we landed, everyone was super nice. Our driver came to pick us up. They loaded up all of our luggage. And then we had a nice little ride. You know, I had to bring my sister with me. Look at my baby over there, excited for his new life. Once we arrived to the house, they loaded everything.
Chad Lynch, her child's going to grow up to be ladyboys. What's different between that and America?
Everything out and boom, look at that. So beautiful. This is our new home. If you guys want to follow our journey, you can follow us on YouTube or follow me on Instagram, link in bio.
Good luck.
Don't touch me and don't put your hand in my face. I'm telling you right now, don't put your hand in my face. Alright? Okay. So now, get out of the car.
Alright, I'll check her page in a second, Lynn. See if there's any follow-up.
I told you, don't get in the car.
don't even want the part 1 and 2 on that. All right, yeah, so did she leave a TikTok for us to follow? See what happened?
His new life. Once we arrived to the house, they loaded everything out, and boom, look at that. So beautiful. This is our new home. If you guys want to follow our journey, you can follow us on YouTube or follow me on Instagram, link in bio.
Well, so this isn't her, so. Yeah, I don't know. Moving on. I don't care that much to track her down and see how she's doing in Thailand. I just hope she stays in Thailand.
At this point, misgendering me is not a mistake. It's hatefulness in your heart because don't piss me off. What gay boy has bangs? What they, them has bangs like this? This shit is a girl bang. I only grow girl bangs.
Why do you hate Thailand?
At this point, misgendering me is not a mistake. It's hatefulness in your heart because don't piss
him or her off. I genuinely don't even know what the original gender is here.
And I'll always believe that diversity is a strength and never a weakness. That we are better with more voices and more seats at our table. Now, I believe in the golden rule that says we love our neighbor as ourselves, and there are no exceptions, no asterisks. We love and we accept everyone. This bill is about love. House Bill 4 is about hate. So I'm going to try a little act of love myself, and I'm going to veto it right now. And I'll always believe that
Democrats are going to get slaughtered in the midterms. Oh my God, Austin said they're going to be slaughtered. It's so violent. Right, AH? That whole video looked like a joke. But it wasn't. What the hell is this? 2028 LA Olympics. Huh? Now I get it. Okay, which one of you is from the future? Vehement need bleach stat, right? Okay. That's enough of that joke. Is this Quantum Leap? Look, excuse me, ma'am. I can see your balls. Bill Barr, heard this guy got sacked from the team. Lunchbox, she has a big turd in her drawers. Not the baby. Wow. Wow.
They'll take you too. They don't really care.
Why do you think they're going to take me too?
Because you have brown skin.
That's pretty racist. I'm an American citizen.
Doesn't matter.
So you think I'm going to get deported?
You could.
So this woman right here thinks I'm going to get deported because I'm a brown woman. That's an extremely racist thing to say, ma'am.
No, the racist people are...
No, you're the racist because you just came up to me and...
No. The racist people are on that side. No.
said I'm going to get deported because I'm brown. How dare you? How dare you sit here and speak to me because of my skin tone? No, I don't need to be careful. Guess what? I voted for Donald Trump because he's a president of law and order, and I've actually met him. He's very nice. And it's racist like you who stand here and tell me that I'm going to get deported because I'm brown. How dare you? This is the average right liberal right here. How dare you?
How dare I?
Yes, how dare you?
How dare I?
So you're coming up here and you're telling me that I'm going to get deported because I'm brown.
Mass deportation. You're supporting mass deportation.
I'm an American citizen. So yes, I am supporting mass deportation of people who are not American citizens.
I'm Catholic.
Congratulations. Are you an American citizen?
Yeah. None of your business.
So you are an American citizen, clearly.
None of your
business. I'm not going to get deported. You're not going to get deported. But how dare you stand here and tell me that I'm going to get deported?
Hey, Austin, don't you have any positive
you
videos?
An American citizen are going to get deported.
Hey, this is Austin's zone. There's no positivity around here.
He was just arrested.
Why was
What are
he
you talking
arrested?
about?
By ICE.
Why was he arrested?
Because he was targeted by ICE.
Because he was charged with trespassing.
You're a very sad individual.
Why?
Because you're trying to take advantage of real people's pain.
Sweetheart, you are the one with blue hair right now, a whole ass adult standing outside of a detention facility calling people Nazis in 2025.
That's because this is Nazi behavior.
And you don't think that it was racist for your white friend here to come up to me and tell me I was going to get deported because I'm brown?
I don't know that happened.
That didn't happen. No one said that.
These were the underwear that I sent him in. As you can see, they're completely clean.
Jasmine Barahona sent her 6-year-old son to school in this outfit. He came home in this, clothes she's never seen before, right down to new underwear he apparently didn't put on himself.
I'm like, where did you get these clothes? And he said, an adult. He said, a man took me to the basement and changed him in.
Barahona's son is indigenous and on the autism spectrum. The family called the school and met with the principal the next day. Barahona says she was told a substitute education assistant was working that day, but the principal couldn't offer any more details.
I want you to tell me who was in the basement with my child. That's it. That's all I want. And if something did go further than what we're assuming, then I want justice.
A week later, she still doesn't know exactly what happened or why someone would swap her child's clothes. Vancouver police have confirmed they are working with the school board, and the board tells CTV an employee has now been placed on leave.
Prison?
Barahona says she won't be sending her son back here until she can get an answer to what she feels is a pretty simple question.
But, hang on, what? So, this is what he went to school in. And this is what he came home in. You can change the whole damn outfit. What the hell? Named it not 51 state worthy. DJ Lunchbox, how did she get a picture of the other clothes? That's a good point. That's a good question. Because, yeah, they're clearly, like, laid out on the same table or something. Maybe she got the clothes back? But that's a good question. I don't know. This whole story is bizarre, and I have a lot of questions that I doubt I'll get any answers for.
I don't care about rules and laws or borders or enforcers because I don't acknowledge you. You're not real. You're a superhero like me, so act like it. Act like a god, because that's what you are. I want to see my kids. Call my mom. She lies. And then I don't get to see my kids. No more lies. I want truth, transparency,
Have we seen this?
and trust. No more enforcement.
I don't think I've seen this.
I want empathy angels coming to meet needs and make life more wonderful. I want integration, and I want healing conversations that collaborate to meet needs and find ways to move forward together.
I think maybe she needs some pressure.
No! I need us to ascend to higher consciousness so we are not running from our sympathetic nervous system. Fight, flight, freeze, fawn, fuck. I want us to attune to bodies.
Tay, I think that's just on you.
Say it, I'm a superhero. Look, you're just like a warrior and you're a king. Animals are meant to come to you because you meet the needs for the planet. Then you're getting a tickle torture. Get everyone together.
She's on acid or mushrooms or
Come on,
something.
you're all getting a tickle torture, and then I'll go. And if you don't come for a tickle torture, I'm gonna do a get that superhero. I'm gonna do a speech for another hour unless you all come for your honorary tickle torture. It means your lovability is undeniable and ever expanding forever. Come on, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
You already got it.
I know, but you're my favorite, so I just keep getting you. Air hug. Alright, I'm gonna go to the
My
Starbucks.
sound is delayed? Really?
And I'm still gonna free you guys. I might come with my yoga ribbons and use it like a love lasso. And then we'll call the National Guard and you guys won't have to work. Because I'll love superhero kidnapping.
Oh shit, how did that happen?
And you'll be in my yoga ribbons and I'll take you to my temple. Then I will put you in varying yoga positions while I deep tissue massage special pressure points to put you in a deep state of ecstasy and bliss, transcending to another dimension where you will be there for hours and
No,
1
should be
second
good.
will go by. And I'll do the same thing to the National Guard. Okay? And when you wake up, the world will be more beautiful, loving.
Jay says
and
it was for him
wonderful, I
too, but he
swear.
refreshed and
I
Brave
love you
fixed
guys.
it.
Don't tell
44,
me
you
to say,
hacked
be
me.
brave.
Be brave.
I will. You be
Damn it,
brave.
Langley
too.
Wi-Fi isn't what it used to be. It's those
Love you
Doge
guys.
cuts.
Could you please give that
CIA's cut
to-
back on my
to
stream
goddess
money.
officers who I love,
What about over on
Air
Twitch?
hug.
Is there a sound delay for me over on Twitch, guys?
Bye, Super Squad. Love you.
Are you seeing my mouth move and then the sound come later, Twitch? Or is it just on YouTube? Tay, it's okay now? You refreshed and it's fixed? Okay, so it wasn't me? Or was it? What? That's weird. Vaping, it says it's just a smidge off. Huh. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to troubleshoot that because I have no idea. If it's fixed, it's fixed. Good, good.
More than 100 years since the Seneca Falls Content, no, 175 years. Emily, as you all know, stood for early money is like yeast. East, past and present, which she taught candidates to consider circles of influence. We could call Ellen one of our earliest influencers. So women members, the 12 of us, including Barbara Kennelly, Barbara Boxer, we've seen on screen, In 1987, before she would agree to run, what sustains good public policy were a determinant factor in for having the strategic insight to leading the charge for our House Democrats and candidates at the DCCC. Boo.
Gotta admire her tenacity to be such a drunk at that age. She's not a quitter. A few short years was all it took for a thriving modern South Africa to become a rotting, dilapidated hellscape. Competence and merit are necessary for societies to function, says Malaysian man. Oh, really? I hadn't heard this yet. Wait. Insurrection Barbie says, so let me get this straight. The plane that was a gift from Qatar was actually a conversation that was started a year ago by the Biden administration? What?
Of the United States take a 747, but here's what's interesting to me, what the media isn't telling you, what no one's talking to you about, is this same 747 has been in negotiations for a year. The Biden administration is the one that started these conversations. It didn't start with the Trump administration. Why?
That is true.
Because we need a backup.
But there's
for
something
Air
in
Force
common
One.
that
Because
in those
right
U.S.
now,
cities,
the president of the United States is flying around on a 40-year-old plane, and there is no backup for it. The backup we had, the airframe started having structural issues. No one's discussing that part. They're just discussing that the deal ended with President Trump. Maybe the media doesn't know. Maybe I'll give them a pass. Maybe you didn't know. I'll give you the pass. I'll give you a pass on that one. But the fact is, this conversation started with Qatar, the United States. Take a 7.
Well. I actually have a version of this clip without all the BAMs and LOLs on it. Oh, well, whatever. Maybe the BAMs and LOLs will add to it. I just love that this guy's bouncing a ball while answering this question. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma is asked a question about the plane from Qatar. Here's his answer.
Excuse me, Senator. Could I get your reaction to Trump doubling down on accepting the $400 million jet from Qatar?
I have zero issue with it.
You have zero issue with it? Do you think it raises ethics concerns or national security concerns?
Have you ever been to New York and saw the Statue of Liberty? That was a gift, too.
Do you have any safety concerns about, this coming from a foreign government? And
So you know anything about safety and our security and our intel? Do you know anything about it? So do you think we're really going to take a plane and not strip it and put all the Air Force One stuff in it, even if it came brand new from the factory? You don't understand that basic knowledge? then probably shouldn't be reporting on it.
Is he always bouncing a ball, Lynn? I didn't know that.
To say something nice about Rabbi Shmuley.
I will pray for him. I will pray for his conversion into Christianity.
Go away with your unholy prayers. We don't want them. These Catholic extremists have been trying for 2,000 years to make us Jews Christian. But for 2,000 years, we Jews literally chose to have our throats slit and to be burned alive in public rather than convert to Christianity. It's not ever going to happen. We don't want it. It's the chutzpah that really gets me. These Catholic Jew haters study our Torah. They worship a Jew. They appropriated the entire Jewish story. They're the new chosen people. They are the new Israel. They have a New Testament. 90% of their religion comes from our religion. And they have the chutzpah to tell us Jews how to be religious.
Rock the
For you to
chutzpah.
convert. You celebrate our holidays. Get
I love
the
that
hell
song.
out of here. Right now, everyone is focused on Islamist Jew hatred, understandably so. But Catholic Jew hatred made Jewish life a living hell for 2,000 years. And it's back, my friends.
Their lives have been living hell for 6 million years, guys. Hongsva.
Hello everyone, I'm going to jump rope backwards and I'm going to accomplish it. If you like what you see, please share and like and repost. And don't mind my flapping.
FT, can you link it to me on X, or are you not in the Discord, FT?
Guys, if these shorts are comfortable, a big girl could dress the way she wants to and look beautiful and be comfortable in any clothes she wants. So here I go. There you go. There's 5. I did it. I achieved it. I accomplished it.
You know, maybe try to do 10 tomorrow.
And I just want to give you all a little bit of advice. You could do it.
I'm impressed she could do 1. Quite frankly, I thought this was going to end a lot worse for her. At least she's doing something.
If you put your mind to it, and then we do a couple more to show you that I can achieve it.
G.I. JoJo, I found a new level of hell.
Now we'll make it 7.
Right, Phoebe? You gotta start somewhere. 44, I'm impressed. Is she single?
Well, I messed up
that
on
one wasn't
Let
so
me try
great.
again.
Going downhill.
That's 1. The first one was 1. Well, that's not going to happen. So I did 6, and that's good. I gave it a try. Please share and like and repost. Thank you.
You know, good for her for trying. It does look like a nutsack. Stroman, what do we even call those protrusions? I have no idea. Chat, I'll let you guys come up with a name. Vapid, it says Gigafupa. Fractal, I mean, props for self-care. Keep at it. I mean, you know, if she keeps it up, maybe, you know, it has a few salads here and there. Good for her for being outside and getting a little bit of exercise. I can't hate on that. It's something. Watchmen, what the fuck was that? Multi-scrotums? Mammoth knuckle. Gunt. Her dad should have tried harder to find a wife not related to him. Jesus, Jay. Yeah, JoJo, just wait 2 more weeks. Chonka, nut rolls. Prolapsed gunt? Hoosier, we need a slow motion montage of her with 80s music.
Hey everyone, I wanted to talk about the Trump thing, and I just want to say...
What Trump thing?
This isn't something we can wait for, this isn't something we can handle legally.
Oh, that Trump thing.
This is something that has to be handled with warfare. And as a pacifist, that pains me to say, but it's true. This government has had its run, but a lot of people have wanted it to die for a long time, especially the indigenous. They've been fighting forever. And I don't think...
Jay, another video with her?
That protests
She's everywhere.
Are going to solve this. We need to actually start preparing for war, because that's what's coming. And I don't have high hopes, because most people aren't willing to break from their comfortable lives in order to make changes. So... we need to get united, and quickly. That's the only way we're going to be rid of this. And it's time for the government to fall. That's all. Have a good day.
Wow. He's starting the revolution, guys. Chad, he can't conquer his desire for a bag of Doritos. What's he going to do? Jay, I've been playing COD every day, dude. Do you play COD? Do you play COD, Jay? You play Call of Duty? I actually picked that back up recently. Been playing the old maps. Oh, you don't actually play? Damn. Woman pretending to be a man freaks out because she has a gynecologist appointment.
I'm a trans guy, never been to the gynecologist. I always said I was never gonna fucking go, I couldn't handle it. But today's the fucking day. I'm shitting my pants. I made the appointment, I asked that they put a little note on it that's this is a trans guy, he's gonna present male. I wanted the front desk to know, I wanted the doctors to know. I called today to make sure, I was I just wanna make sure that note's on my chart. It's yeah, the note's on your chart that you're a trans man and blah, blah, blah. And I was okay, cool. She's okay, have a good day, Miss Allen. No blame to her. She works at a women's health clinic, and my name is fucking Sasha. But Jesus Christ, guys. Full transparency, I'm tweaking out. My anxiety for, my fucking audition for The Voice was, here. My gyno visit is here. Just know that if anything weird occurs, people with good intentions and just say things uncomfortable and awkward. I don't have the mental capacity. The thing is, usually I have the mental capacity. I'm a chill guy. But when you're about to get, your shit spread on a fucking table... And a dude's gonna look in there. Poor dude. Guys, my tolerance for anything right now is 0. All I know is afterwards I'm gonna get a sweet treat, and I'm gonna let all of you know how it goes. So, fucking pray for me.
Bring back the asylums, please. Matt Walsh responds to him tweeting the accidental swastika. Do you guys know a zoner made this picture last year? And now it's gone viral? Matt Walsh, I've been in the middle of some bullshit outrage cycles in my day, but the one that some of you cooked up this week is probably the fakest of all. There are even conservatives hounding me and demanding that I apologize for a hidden swastika that someone else posted in a tweet that I replied to. Just to be perfectly clear to all of the slimy little smear merchants playing this game, I apologize for nothing. I owe you nothing. I will not explain myself to you. You all know exactly what you're doing. If anyone is owed an apology in this situation, it's me. Okay? But I don't expect one, because that would require a level of honor and honesty that none of these trolls possess. Piss off, all of you. There's my statement for the many who have asked. So you did not see the swastika?
My name is not fucking Kyle. Do not call me Kyle. Do not. Do not call me Kyle. My name is Board Bruce. If I see a single one of you calling me Kyle in my fucking comment section, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. I'm going to lose my shit. Do not call me Kyle. Do not. I'm not fucking joking. I'm not fucking joking. My name is not...
Kyle seems kind of pissed about something. I'm not sure what Kyle's mad about, but Kyle's certainly angry about something. I wasn't really listening. I just know Kyle is mad. Can I play this? I can't play Melanie Mac stuff on here. Can I play this? Does she say the no-no word? Fractal, can you replay? I had ads. You don't want to know. You don't want to know, Fractal. Damn, she spits those facts with armor-piercing rounds, huh? What?
An embarrassment is the fact that we rank highest among abortion, single-family households, STDs, and divorce. That's an embarrassment. An embarrassment is that we start GoFundMes for murderers. That's an embarrassment. It's embarrassing that kids know the songs to Cardi B's WAP but can't read or write. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
More and more of them are waking up. It seems to be the black women lately who have decided to open their eyes and look around and have some self-awareness. Interesting. This is 2 days in a row of a self-aware black woman.
And that politicians get to say things like she keeps hot sauce in her bag or they're going to lock y'all back up in chains and they still get your vote. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that y'all still listen to rich celebrities telling you guys how oppressed you are. That's embarrassing. What's embarrassing is that you call me names like a bootlicker, a pick-me, a coon, but you went and lined up and got the shot not once, but 3 times. That's embarrassing. What's embarrassing is that you guys haven't woken up yet to the fact that you're being used to usher in the Antichrist one world Marxist agenda. That's embarrassing.
Seems like she actually learned how to change a battery, too.
No, it's not an embarrassment. Someone like me, someone who's free thinking, someone who knows that it's us versus them. It's freedom versus socialism. Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter. I voted for him. This is what I voted for. And I don't care what you think. You know why? Because I don't give a shit. I really don't. This is what I wanted. This is what I voted for. Okay? So what you can do is you can thank me later. How about that?
Yeah. All right, then.
The first thing I'm gonna do is smack a white boy with this. When Sean Diddy walks out of that courtroom, the first thing I'm gonna do is smack a white boy with this rock. If you are of the Son, you are of God.
Bar back. It's a nice try, Diddy.
Yeah, I want to get shot. I'm bulletproof, bitch.
Oh, really? Can we test that theory?
I'm bulletproof. Come near me, and you go into the emergency room. Come near me, you go into the...
Is that Method Man?
I promise.
Or is it Red Man?
Come near me, you go into the emergency room. White boys. Come near me. On camera. I'm gonna kill you.
menacing now, yeah.
On camera, bitch.
Okay then. That's meth man. Good one, Chad. Meth OD man, Ninja. K Reservoir Tip man.
You mad at a customer for fucking up their order? Y'all messed up my order. I told you exactly what it was that I wanted. Please give me corporate numbers. I get the fuck out of here.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up.
You're fucking
What the fuck is wrong
annoying.
with you, bitch?
Look at this fucking thing, dude. Look at her.
Fucking dummy.
Look at this damn. Look at
Call
this
her
dumb bitch.
out.
Look. Oh, there it is. There it is.
There it is. Bitch, don't report me. I didn't ask you to record me. I didn't ask you to record me. I did not ask you to record me. So get that shit off
your
of me
hands
before I
on me.
put you in fucking jail.
Put your hands on me, sweetheart.
She's gonna
put your
back
hands
the
on
fuck
me.
off me.
Put your
'Cause
hands
I
on
got a
me.
gun, so back the fuck up off me.
Put your hands on me.
Yeah. Back the fuck up off me.
Yeah, I'm recording this entire thing, just so you know.
Give me corporate numbers.
I'm recording this entire thing, sweetheart.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
I started.
Send it to me.
No,
Send it to me.
I started on your side,
I need it.
and it
Send
ended
to me.
completely
Send it
the
to
wrong
me.
way.
Send it to me, please. I need it.
No,
Go ahead and
it
send it.
I started on your
Send it
side,
to me.
but it
Send
ended
it to me.
quickly when you
Yeah.
called me a cracker. So, damn,
Every fucking day.
bro, look at these fucking.
Think I give a fuck about that? Fuck boy. I don't.
Damn, that's crazy.
Just snatch the wig.
That's crazy. Over a French vanilla shot. That's crazy.
Right, 'cause that's not what I asked for.
That's crazy. I understand. I understand.
Fucking coffee in your face.
Well, that wouldn't end well for you.
Fucking business now.
That wouldn't end well.
Business now. Before I do something to you.
Can we call the police?
Yeah, FT, I don't think he started on her side
I'm calling
either.
the police.
He's
Hey,
lying
can you guys
about
call
that.
the cops? She just assaulted me. Can you call the police?
I mean, you can call the police, can't you?
Can you guys call the police? She just assaulted me.
No one gives a shit.
What's that?
It happened on the tankings are different from our side, so you can call if you want.
Bro, this is your store.
I know that you can call or they will call.
Bro, someone just assaulted me in your store. I'm just letting you know.
You don't give a fuck.
Nice.
What the fuck? Are they washing their grill tops with rainwater? Yes, they are. New York shitty. Lovely. Let me just dip it in. Oh my fucking god. Those are the hood vents that go above the food. Okay. So they're gonna be dripping that shit all over the food. God. Ugh. You just know New York City rainwater is disgusting. Simply Jeef. I just found this on the beach. I assume it's some kind of political message. Huh. Johnny Sins, that's how they get the classic Chinese flavor. Seasoning. It's just the seasoning. Who doesn't want authentic Chinese food? Want a nice succulent meal?
But you just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
There is a dislike on the video, Johnny. There's one dislike on the stream.
Is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
A succulent
Chinese
Chinese
nice
meal.
Headlocks up. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? How dare get your hands off me.
Well, we've only got one cup.
Ta-ta and farewell.
So I just get him in the car.
One cup, look. They even broke.
Stroman, he was innocent. High school trans track runner says he'll win women's California State Championship to stick it to the haters. Yeah, that's why you'll win.
Is that even registering as you're competing?
Honestly, no. I'm still a child. You're an adult, and for you to act like a child shows how you are as a person.
Huh?
And nothing I can do about people's actions, just focus on my own.
On Saturday, other competitors beat Hernandez in 2 of her 3 events. She won first place in triple jump. She is not currently ranked nationally, and she has been outperformed by over 2 meters in her jumps by girls competing in states that have banned gender-affirming care.
All I thought was, I don't think you understand that this puts your idiotic claims to trash. Now you have no proof that I can't be beat.
Hernandez of Rupa Valley High School. Amazing 3 wins today. What was the SMR?
SMR, long, triple, and then I have high later.
And you still got the high jump. Amazing performances so far. How are you feeling just about how the day went today at the Ontario Relays?
Very excited. I don't know. I did not, after long, I was like, oh, maybe I'm not going to do as good as triple, but I'm glad that I performed pretty well, and I'm just excited.
A Jardashian. He kind of does look like a Kardashian.
Trans hate in the fucking world. Sorry, there's so much trans hate.
Oh yeah, I've played this before, but it's worth replaying.
There's so much trans hate in the fucking world. Sorry, there's so much trans hate in the world right now, and I'm so done with it. And pride just means that we are unabashedly happy just to be alive.
Yeah. And where do you personally feel that hate is coming from?
Most places, but especially the government.
And in your own life, where would you say that you feel the hate the most?
I feel like I kind of internalize a lot of the hate, so it feels like it mostly comes from myself at this point.
Oh! Interesting. All that hate is coming from within of yourself? And the government. Right, Johnny? I'm so happy that I have to constantly announce it everywhere. And then, not even 15, 20 seconds later, well, actually, I hate myself. Can't make this shit up. She is the government. Look cute, right? Frank Zanu on the lack of maintenance in Africa. Don't they not have a word for maintenance in Africa?
That, from what I'm understanding, in third world countries, anything that is not under maintenance is because, you know, we don't care.
No, you care. It's not in the concept. Travel the 54 countries in Africa and ask each person in every country, what is wrong with your country? Leadership. Leadership. All of you say the same word. So let me ask you, since 1960, the country has been picking the wrong leader every 4 years. Not a single railway built by the British is in Nigeria today, but the one they built in their country that same year, it's still running. Not a single railway built in Ghana in 1960 is still there today. What do you know in that country that has been properly maintained by the people every day and it works perfectly?
It's hard for people to maintain things when they're not gaining a lot.
No. It's hard for people to maintain things when they don't have the concept of maintenance in their culture. What is the one word in Igbo for maintenance?
Maintenance is, there's no direct English word for that. It doesn't translate directly to maintenance.
That's correct. How about you?
It doesn't translate.
That's correct.
But it translates to like...
Does not compute. The word maintenance does not translate to any African language.
Take care of.
No, that is not maintenance. What is the one word for repair in Igbo?
Imezie.
Exactly. What is the one word for repair in... You see, I'm driving you to somewhere. What is the one word for democracy in Igbo language? You don't. How about you? You don't. You're trying to practice something that is not in the concept of the language. There is no African country, and I've done it through Kenya, I've done it all, that has an equivalent of the word maintenance.
Well, in order to maintain something, you have to have it first. Correct.
No, if I leave it for you, you can maintain it. The British left a lot of things in this country when they left. They established the hospitals, they established the fire stations, the post offices, the railway lines, the roads they built before they left. You are not able to maintain it because you don't have that concept. Well, because your environment, the tropical environment of Africa, the way you build your houses, the material you use, you don't require maintenance. Every country that is called industrialized countries, today one of the things you know about them is maintenance of what they have. That's why we have buildings here that are about 250 years old, 300 years old in this country. There are buildings in other countries of Europe that are 700 years ago. The Notre Dame that burned in France was a 13th century building. Do you know what kept it that long till today? Maintenance is a culture.
They're not going to like this guy. John, you know they could like maybe make a word for it. That seems like a lot of work, John. John Smith. Yeah, honorary hunger for sure, like you. Agreed. Wait, what? Someone tag me in something over here? What do we got? Your positivity, sir. 20 minutes, though. Maybe another night, shake weight. Maybe another night. Because I'm going to be wrapping this stream up now, guys. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Stream every day in May continues. I can't believe I've made it. I can't believe I've made it 15 days into May, streaming every single day. When I promised you guys that on May 1st, kind of felt like bullshit. But here we are. We're halfway through. We're halfway through May. Well, almost halfway. There's 31 days in May, right? Almost tomorrow, when I stream, we'll be halfway through May. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Lynn, and everybody for all of the content that you sent along the way. Thank you for being hilarious in the chat, as always. Hung. Get some sleep. We'll see you here tomorrow night, right? Goodbye.